KahunaNui dance moves, people's dreams shatter. Joe's laughter contagious, next thing don't matter. Morning show madness, dunks and song brews. CC Joe, KahunaNui can't refuse. Wake up, shake up, sunrise muse. Swag dripping heavy, no snooze abuse. Headlines read like a joke, can't help but poke. Weather report, KahunaNui chokes on his coke. Traffic jams, Joe spins, make head smoke. Listeners buzzing, all fired up, no joke. Morning chat, cat napping, no wave. Coffee sip, Joe slip, hooray. KahunaNui antics replay. Morning laugh track every day. Show madness, dose and strong brews. CC Joe, KahunaNui can't refuse. Wake up, shake up, sunrise muse. Swag dripping heavy, no snooze abuse.
I don't know. I just hope it's not Jason. Because I would have to, we could talk, but he's ruined everything.
You're not muted.
I know. He's ruined everything.
Morning show madness, dunks and strong brews. CC Joe, KahunaNui can't refuse. Wake up, shake up, sunrise muse. Swag dripping heavy, no snooze abuse. Crack the doors. Crack the doors. Crack the doors. Crack the doors.
She has a lot of fun doing it and shit. So I mean, she has a lot of fun doing it and shit. So I mean,
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
This thing is sticking. They're sticking. I don't know what's going on.
The crossover there really isn't.
Can't hear
Oh
you.
my God.
Can't hear you. What the fuck you got? Close your
I'm not
window.
doing nothing.
Shut everything down.
Oh my God.
Can't hear you. What the fuck you got? Close your
I'm not
window.
doing nothing.
Shut everything
Gotta
down.
close. Oh my God.
Can't hear you. What the fuck you got? Close your window.
Doing nothing. What the hell is playing? I don't know what's playing.
Can't hear you. What the fuck you got? Close your window.
What the hell is playing? I don't know what's
Sounds
playing.
like a fucking war zone going on over here. What the fuck you got?
Where is that coming from? What the hell is playing? I don't know what's
Sounds
playing.
like a fucking war zone going on over here. You got something on somewhere.
Where is that coming from? Is that me and you talking? What the hell is playing? I don't know what's
Bluetooth disconnected.
It was Bluetooth. You're fucking shit. You fucking asshole. You fucking asshole. I'm fucking going crazy trying to figure out where the fucking shit's coming from. You fucking asshole. You got me good. You got me good. That was funny. That was funny.
I didn't get you. Didn't do nothing.
Everybody, welcome to the morning show with CC Joe and the Big KahunaNui. As we get a great laugh in the morning and make that great live stream mistake, which was wonderful. It was perfect. What's going on, people? How's everybody going?
Boss, that was not my fault. I had no idea what the hell's going on.
I'm sitting there because he goes, I like that song. Let's play it. Hello, Mr. Honeybee. How are you? He goes, I like that song. Let's play it. I go, okay, but we're going to find an intro for it. So I just put up a thing. And all of a sudden, all this shit came on. I don't know. It got stuck. I don't know what happened. Granny came on. We had voice of Granny and everything.
Yeah, where the hell did Granny come from?
Well, I just chopped up the show I did with him, and I chopped up all the audio. So I put some of the clips in there of his audio. You know, you said you wanted to start getting some things to talk about, funny things. So I thought I'd start putting stuff in. I'm working on it.
Yeah, no, I love that tune. Holy cow, we gotta.
Yeah, that's the one I did in AI. That's the one I did in AI. Let's see who's here. My boy Mason. What's he saying? Are you as you were starting your stream last night? I was just getting off work. Now, as you started your morning show, I'm just getting off work. All right, perfect. Mason in Portland, my dog. What's up? Big boss said, lots of left. That was Kahuna's fault. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put that one on Kahuna. We got to definitely put that one on Kahuna. Morning, Granny. Granny, can't think of morning, Granny. Yeah, that was a clip of when Granny was on my show a couple months ago. I clipped it up with the AI thing in Streamyard, which is pretty cool. You just hit a button and it just breaks up the clips and then it even puts the titles on there, man. It was great, man.
No, I love that. I love that beat. I know you said you didn't care for it, but man,
Oh no, I like it's not my everyday music, but I like that song because I asked
it's got a nice morning wake up beat to it.
Yes, it does. I did that for you though. That song was for you, man. When I did it, I made that for you.
I love it.
Good. My gift to you, Big boss. Lots
your audio malfunction was the biggest gift you could have gave me this morning.
That was
cool.
Great. That was funny. I mean, we gotta have, that was funny. And you know what? And that wasn't planned, but it turned out to be one of the funniest things. And this is the shit that used to happen with DG and I. When I had faulty equipment or bad mics and we fixed it, he goes, it's a signature piece. The stuff like that is just great. You don't fix it, you just leave it. And it was great, man. So what's happening? So
dog is so full of energy this morning. I can't even stand it.
Wow. It's getting better. It's getting better. It's comfortable.
It's too much.
Yeah, but you asked for it. You
I did not ask for this. I did not.
You're the father. That's all it knows. It's you're the daddy. That's all it knows. So don't be mad. Don't be hating on that dog. Love that dog.
She has got so much energy.
Gotta love it. Baby got back ribs. So did everybody see the Freak Pod last night with Mr. C? That was kind of weird. Like the first Freak Pod I ever watched. It's kind of intense the way he does it, man.
Yeah, he gets down deep.
Man, yeah. I told him if he done me, he would cry. Because she's got a really horrendous story, a great story, and a very, very difficult life. Mine's 25 times worse than that because I grew up in a different place and I'm older than her, so I've seen a lot more, you know what I'm saying? Went through a lot more. So
yeah.
And he'll be crying, not me. I don't want to cry no more. I cried too much in my life over that shit. So,
Did Mrs. C cry last night?
She did. Did
she really?
Well, when they were discussing Savannah, that's what she had a little breakdown. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. When he asked her who Savannah was, and she said, my daughter that passed, and he goes, you don't have to talk about it. She had the choice to bump anything she wanted, and she says, no, I'm okay. But I knew she was not going to make it through it without breaking down. So, but it was. I liked it. I thought it was a different way to do something. I never seen nothing like that before.
No, he broke me up at least once or twice.
Yeah, I'm sure he probably
didn't mind.
I do one. I got a lot to talk about, man. But I'm one of them guys that 20 years ago I would never talk to a stranger about my problems. I don't believe in that shit. You don't air your laundry out in the fucking public. You know what I'm saying? That would be me 20 years ago. Today, I would be very, probable to do something like that because one, everybody knows me for the last year. I've pretty been vocal about everything anyhow. So, to tell it in that formation that he did, I think would bring out a lot of, the best of me, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So yeah, I'd be willing to do that, it'd be fun, I guess. We got a lot of people here with us this morning. We got a good following. We got a good people in the morning. Mr. Kai, that ain't the real Kai, because Kai's got a wrench, don't he? I thought Kai had a wrench. Good morning, brother Honeybee, and I am so delighted to see Lou. Why don't you got your wrench? Well, he's coming in from X. It's because there's his X. I don't understand
looking a little naked this morning.
Why does the guy have a wrench? Okay, she's coming from X. Okay, buddy. That fool, Mrs. C did a fantastic job. I knew she would have that breakdown if they got a certain subject, but it's like she was saying, how I handle it is the way that when she needs my shoulder or to hold me or I need to hold her, I'm there. I don't push too hard, but I do try to get her to talk about it when I know she's bottling up stuff. Very much. I'll shake her out of that. You know what I'm saying? So I do that a lot because sometimes you'll fall deep into a depression, and and like he said, I tell her the same thing. She wouldn't want you like this. She wants you to move forward and think of her in all the good ways. But she says when you think about all the good stuff, it leads to being unhappy because she's not going to be here, and I understand that. And like the bottom line is this: no one in this world, unless they're a mother that lost a child like her, can truly sit there and say, "I understand what you're going through," because they can't unless you're in the same boat as her. And then she's right. Even I was her stepfather, but I loved her like my own daughter. And yeah, it drives me crazy, and I cry and I think about it every day. But I didn't bear that child; she did. I can't imagine what she goes through, and I don't even try to. I just try to be there for her. That's all I can do.
How long did that go last night?
I'm gonna say maybe close to 2.5 hours. I think.
Really?
Yeah. It was pretty good, man.
I made it about almost an hour, and I had to get to bed.
Thanks, Miss Honeybee. Yeah, I saw the X things. I figured he didn't have a wrench on to make sure it was him. That's all. But I see the X thing. Thank you, Miss Honeybee. Yeah, I saw. I think I saw you briefly for a minute or two. Not for about an hour. You were there, weren't you, in the chat room?
Yeah, about.
Yeah, and it was good because I just sat here at the computer and I just had my earphones in because she was in the bedroom with the little laptop and I just let her do her thing because I knew she was going to get deep because I heard that he gets really. He asks some great questions and he just taps on some emotions that that really spin you out.
I don't know how he does it, but he does it.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I mean, for me, I could probably now do something like that because I've talked about it, me telling the way I tell it, and I cried from doing that. So on some things, so it's just sentimental stuff when you hits home, man. I'm not gonna promise, but Alex Stein might pop on this morning, Kahuna. I talked to him briefly. I sent him a message. I go, "What are you mad at me? You don't talk to me anymore?" He goes, "No." He goes, "I love you guys." He says, "I just don't want to be part of it." He goes, "I'm staying away from the Dabbleverse." I go, "I respect that, but we don't." I go, "We don't do too much on the Dabbleverse. We're pretty much different." Catalano TV. I said, "I got a good morning show going. Come on and just pop in." He may not. I don't know. But he did acknowledge, and he goes, "Man, we don't even talk like that, man." I showed you what he said, so I
Does
just want to
he sleep normal hours like regular people?
Well, obviously he's up. He answered right as soon as I sent the message to him. He answered me within 30 seconds. So obviously he was probably at his office going through his emails and stuff and DMs right then at the point. Because if you answer that quick, he was already probably up and checking everything out. But he works all kinds of hours because he travels. He goes to different places, does all his different bits that he does.
Sure.
I don't know where he's at. If he's in Dallas, if he's traveling, if he's going to go see City Council Day and see big booty Latinos. I don't know if he's the pimp on the blimp tonight. I don't know if he's primetime 99, the man with the plan. That's my boy. I told him, "Come on, pimp. We need the pimp. We need pimp on the blimp. Come on. We'll talk about the pimp on the blimp." Where you at, pimp on the blimp? I know you're watching now because you know I'm live. Pimp on the blimp. I'm calling you, Fort Worth. You got the link. Come and talk to me for 5 minutes. We ain't going to talk about Dabble. We're going to talk about the pimp on the blimp. Primetime 99. I'm going to gas you up the way you like it. Okay, my boy Elkstein, and he'll come out and he'll say, "Joey sees the man. I love my man. He loves me. He's the best." I tell you what, I drop everything. If they called me to work with him at the studio on a regular, Blaze TV, I'd be gone. They gave me a contract, I'd be gone. Y'all over, I'd be right. That's a dream come true to do stuff with him because he gets out there and he travels and he does all the stuff that I like to do. Being a jerk off, going out and getting to people's faces and hammering them. That's what I like. Shit I like, He goes up to Bobby Kennedy Jr. He says, "Man, let's talk. We need to talk about the assassination the mob did about your uncle and your daddy." He just goes right for the heart. Goes in the city council meeting. He goes, "I'm looking for the big booty Latinas. You got a big booty? You ever see that one?"
No.
Oh, I got to show you. I'm going to show you guys. Let me show you guys. All right. Big. Let's see YouTube. He is hilarious, man. That's all I'm gonna tell you. The toe's on. I was gonna snipe the toe. Hang on. YouTube. I was gonna snipe.
Melton was doing that this morning, I think.
No, but Steel Toe is I went on his channel live and he's doing the same shit that I think he's doing both of them. I think him and Melton are doing something together. I think the way it looked.
Sniping each other.
No. I think Aaron was doing it for both channels, his and Melton's, because I didn't see Melton at all. It was just Aaron. Melton wasn't even in the box down at the bottom doing anything. I think Aaron was doing something for Melton on his show. I think he was letting Melton simulcast off of his to look like Melton was sniping him. That's what I think it was, because Melton was nowhere to be found in there. That's how I know that Steel Toe's doing all the work.
Mm-hmm.
So I could be wrong. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm the dumbest guy in the Dabbleverse or in the YouTube. I don't know nothing. I'm just speculating. I am not a very smart individual. I'm very dumb with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like a young Fredo. You know what I'm saying? Fredo is dumb with it. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be, I'm smart. I can handle it. I'm not dumb like you all think I am. Pop didn't want to like that. I don't care. I'm smart. I want you, my younger brother. You step over me. That's right. You hear that, Kahuna? You're my younger brother. You step. Here it is, right here. The greatest fucking clip I ever seen him do. This is the best. Get this up here. You're gonna present it. I'm telling you, he is fucking. He's got balls. This guy is got a set of knockers on him, and he just goes balls out. That's why that's reporting. That's how you go out and you get a story. This is how you do it. This is exactly how you do it.
Favorite big booty Latina. You're my second favorite big booty Latina. So don't get all, butthurt about that. I still think you're a beautiful lady, little thick, but I like him thick. I mean, I don't want some skinny mini girl. I want somebody that has some cushion for the pushing. You know what I mean, Jennifer? So this is the problem is the tech here in New York City. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now my wife has got her OnlyFans on mycity.com. She's on My City showing her vagina for like $5.99 a month. And I know that you could probably.
All right, we got to talk about it. So,
what was the subject of the meeting? Does anybody even know?
He went there to do this because he wanted to troll her. So he went there with his camera crew. And
why her? Why? What did she do?
He likes big booty Latinas.
No, what did she do?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know what he did. I don't know the backstory. But he does this a lot. He goes to Las Vegas and he goes argues with them city council. He does like a city a week. He just flies all over the place. That's New York, and he just random shit. He troll. He's doing all troll work. He was in West Virginia. I saw his video. He's in the backwoods of West Virginia with all the country people back there, and they got chickens running around. And he's wearing cowboy boots and a cowboy hat, and he's there for the whole weekend on our property. He just camps out. He don't give a shit. He's hilarious, man.
So this guy was this council meeting in his area?
This was in New York. He flies to different states. he lives in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. That's where Blaze TV is. This is New York right here. Yeah, this is New York. Let's pick it back up. It gets great, man. He's got so much stuff like this. Let me see where it's at. Where we at? Oh, that's the toe. That's the toe. We don't want the toe right now. All right, here we go.
Make some money. Yeah, that's what My City, Jennifer. What? What's wrong? Keep it clean. Well, do you know the First Amendment? I'm allowed. Hey, no. See,
twice already.
Do you not understand the First Amendment? I'm allowed to say whatever I want. No, you don't understand the First Amendment. Then I'm allowed to say big booty Latina. Big booty Latina is not a crime to say that, officer. But this guy is such a dummy. He doesn't understand. It's not a crime. I can go to a meeting. I can call him a dummy. I can call you big.
That's what he was doing. Now I remember. He was going to show them how ignorant politicians, the police don't understand the First Amendment right. They don't even know any of the commandments. They don't. And that's what he does. He calls them out. Basically being a police. Yeah, he's being or not commandments. You know what I'm talking about.
No, we didn't bring religion into this.
Oh, my God. You got me so fucked up this morning. I'm telling you. Look who's here. Chris Abels, my boy. Boy, I want to get Chris on one of us in the morning. I love Chris Abels, man. What's up, buddy? Chris Abels in the house.
Here.
Good morning,
love that name. I don't know what that name means, but I love it.
That's a legend. If you ask me, there's a legend in our chat room, and I'm telling you, I know everybody. I got a popular when I go to chat rooms, but this is the man right here, my boy Chris Abels. I saw him the other day. He says, we got to get Joey C and Mrs. C on the drinking show but I don't think Joey drinks. He goes, we'll have to get Mrs. C to drink. Well, she's never drank. At least I drank for a couple years. She's never drank in her life.
She's
Well,
never had a drink ever?
I don't. Well, I've been with her 10 years. She's never touched one ever a drink. And maybe she might have did it once or twice when she was a little younger. But she said no, she was never a drinker. So, and
Wow.
yeah, she's
I'm impressed.
my aunt Chris. Man, you ought to come in our show one day, Chris Abels. We'll send you the link, brother, anytime you want. Pop on in and give us some jokes over here. Get this chat riled up, man. We got a good chat room over here. So let's go back to
That
the
would be
great
fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I
I'm
love
supposed
that.
to go on his show, but I gotta pick a Saturday when the wife isn't around because
Yeah,
I
you be good on
don't
that
even,
show.
I don't even want to drink again.
Well, can you imagine that if you're doing this? If we see you again like this, and music, and you're doing all that crazy stuff again, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? That'd be awesome.
It's like
You know?
DevilCon, man. When I get out to New York, I'm
Listen to
gonna
me.
try not to drink.
I'm gonna tell you something. You're sleeping in the same bed with me over at the hotel. All right?
No, I'm not. I'll
Now
sleep
listen to
on the
me.
floor. I'll sleep
Do
on
not
the floor.
play footsies with me. I don't want to see you play footsies. Okay? Don't play footsies with me. All right.
Big booty Latina. I can call you an idiot. I can call you a mask wearer, probably 5 times vaccinated, and I know you're probably going to get my. I can say all that. I'm a pimp on a blimp. Y'all don't understand this. I've sued y'all and I've won. So I can call you a big booty Latina. I can say whatever I want.
Thank you.
Primetime 99.
Primetime 99 out.
Yeah, y'all gonna learn the law. I'm a pimp on a blimp. Y'all think
You all need to learn the law.
Look me up.
I'm a pimp on the blimp. My boy. You hear that? You all need to learn the law. I'm a pimp on the blimp. I'm Primetime 99. He is the best, man. I hope he pops in. I swear to God, he's got to pop. I'm gonna write him again. Pimp. I am gassing you up. I am gassing you up right now. Gassing you up. You up on my morning show right now. I got them all riled up on my morning show with KahunaNui. Come on, pimp. Come on. 5 minutes, pimp. Come on, 5 minutes. Come and pay tribute to the pimp on the blimp. Primetime 99. He loves it when I just go crazy. Did you see my entrance when I made it to Dallas finally after the plane finally landed, and I got to the door and I start going run and he hears my voice. He goes, "Here," and I'm just going pimp on blimp. I'm screaming. Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. I did I don't know if you ever saw a show. Did I ever show you the video when I was on his show on the podcast?
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw that one, yeah. Where I was gassing him up and he was just loving it, and his producers were like, "That's how you do it." All his young college producers that he has.
When he smashed the computer.
No. That's when I was live in the studio. I'm talking about something different. You didn't have okay.
Then I don't think I saw that.
All right, this is a good one. I got to show you this one.
Vince the lawyer's in the chat, says send me the link.
Yeah, I'll send him a link. I'll give it to you. I'll send it to email, Vince. But I got a bone to pick with you. You know, you got to. Maybe I just jumped the gun, but I got to ask you a couple questions. And I don't think you did it. I think maybe that you thought I was smart enough to do it like me, cool and thought. That's why I'm never gonna jump the gun no more, and I'm just gonna wait and find your story out before I say anything. So yeah, I'm a better that way. This way I don't come off like an asshole, you know. Enjoy see with the pimp on the blimp. Yeah, because you know I do look like an asshole. Then if they go on, like I thought you were smart enough to do it, you know.
Vince hates Chris Abel?
No, you kept Chris in the band. Why does he hate Chris Abel?
I don't know. I'm just finding this out myself.
Oh my God! Come on, Ben. I've been sending you a link.
Anybody hated Chris Abels?
I love Chris for the very first time I ever met him. You know, I did have words with him in like the first couple of days when he thought I would say, but he was really firm with me. But he was brother. You know what I'm talking about? We cool. And I said, no, man. I think you took it the wrong way. He did. It's the way I said it. And he goes, okay, brother. So we from that point on, it was like a 3-minute thing that he thought I was saying something out of pocket to him. And I'm like, no, I'm not saying it right. And then we were cool ever since, man. Cool ever since. I love him to death, man. Alex Stein. All right, let me get Vince the lawyer. Where is he at? We'll get him on here. All right, Vince is coming, Vince. Come in your email, Vince. Vince is a good podcaster. I like Vince. He's a good podcaster. Vince. Who's this from? Kahuna, you don't talk much. You got, if I'm not talking, that's your cue to jump in, brother.
I'm trying to write a chat here.
Jesus, you're doing a show.
Yeah, well, I'm in the chat here trying to send Deadpool a message.
You are? Oh, Deadpool. That's my man, Deadpool. Did I say hi to him? I'm all over the place. I'm kind of pumped up the way you got me laughing this morning. I just feel so good because that was so hilarious, that mistake. I'm like, where the hell is this music coming from? And what did I do wrong here? Am I not in my email? Let me see what this comes up to. I think that's the problem. All right, that's the problem. All right. So here. Okay.
Thank you, Vince. You're actually number 11 out of 12. What does that mean?
What's he talking about?
I don't know.
What does that mean? What's he doing? I'm gonna just copy.
I don't know. I'm trying to go back and figure it out.
All right, Vince. Lighten us.
Oh, Vince says I love Chris Abels.
Oh, good.
I'm one of the tens of fans who watches this show.
Beautiful. That's what we like to hear about here.
That's kind of a backhanded compliment.
All right. Well, that's good news. That's good news.
Better than a kick in the teeth, though.
That's correct. I can't find the little, like, oh, there he is, the little freaking 2-foot dwarf. I just found him. Okay. Can you bring High Pitch Eric on with you this morning? Or can you call High Pitch and send him a link? Let's get him on here.
I'd like to know how those guys are doing. Last I saw was that video of
Vince is tight with
High
him.
Pitch throwing a fit getting out of the rental car.
Really? He was cool with me when he did the stream with John, and when I was with John and Vince.
It's so funny when High Pitch gets pissed, his voice gets deep.
Oh yeah. Fuck you. Fuck. I can't do it. I got my horse right now, but I can do it pretty good when I'm not hoarse. But all right, so Vince loves Chris Abels. That's good news. Deadpool's here, my man. What's happening? Good morning, Mr. Deadpool. Let's go through the chat. We got Jerry Lehan, our man Jerry here. We got a lot of our regulars that are here every day, man. I love you guys. We hit a milestone, and I know I got excited, and I was supposed to wait till like I hit 575, but I got excited. The big event for me. We hit a milestone. Kahuna said this is a milestone, so you can't talk about it. We hit the first milestone for Catalan TV. We hit 500 memberships that were gifted, and here's the kicker: Miss Kitty gifted 200 and almost 90 of those 504 memberships.
She was on a roll yesterday.
Miss Kitty.
How many did she do yesterday?
37.
37.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
She's been doing it every week. Last week, 30.
She said she got paid yesterday, so we got to figure out when her payday is every week.
I don't want to. 290 she bought out of the 504 she gifted people.
No shit.
290.
Oh my God.
She's like the top dog over here, man.
That's crazy.
Why do you think when she's here, we show so much tribute to her? Because she's just a wonderful person. And that's why.
Hey, kitty. Hey, kitty, 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 kitty.
She gets to hear kitty, kitty, kitty. You understand what I'm saying? She gets mad respect. Deadpool says, "Try not to be a prick, Vince." Yeah, Vince. He won't. He'll on, but you should be cool. And Deadpool's got full authority here, Vince. If you get
get him the link, or are you still working on it?
I sent it to him. It's in your email.
Right. I was just trying to keep you focused.
To your law firm email, the one that Vince, you know which one I'm talking about. All right. So come on, let's go, you little evil lawyer. Let's go. I like him. I had him on one night. He was walking through the Borgata in where's that at? In New Jersey at the what's that called, Atlantic City, and he just goes, "Send me a link." He was on his way to Florida then with a vacation with his family. He was just here in Florida last week. I don't know if he was with his family. I think he was by himself. But
he's got family down there.
No, he came the first time.
You mean with his wife and kids?
Kids, he came down the first time. I don't know if he came with his wife and kids this time. I think he had more as a business trip this last time. So
he needs 3 minutes.
You got it. 3 minutes. You remember? That I'm thinking back in the days when
he must have a hair and makeup team like I do.
He does. Of course he does. But I'm thinking of days when he would just troll the shit out of John, and I'd be on with John, and John goes, it's Vince the lawyer again. And the doorbell would ring, and Vince would send he sent a bag of McDonald's one day to John. John goes, holy moly, there's like 10 Big Macs in here. And I'm like, man, oh man, you selfish prick. And he's just like, oh, this is all for me. You know what I'm saying? And then he goes, oh, here's the good stuff. He brings out the beers, and I'm like, oh. But then Vince sent him some cool stuff too, so. But it kept going and kept going. But Vince, you sent me a real hot pizza that day. You were trolling me that day, weren't you? I got the pizza you sent had so much hot peppers in it. For a week, my asshole was fucking red and fucking on fire.
Chris Abel says we got to get the high chair ready.
That's it, buddy. We do. Well, wait a second. We got to salute Vince. Here we go. We got a special. When Vince is here, we got to do this. Where's it at? Here we go. There he is. There he is. I'll move with Kahuna for a minute, and right there.
Put me back. Put me back. Good Lord. Can't you move us to the side?
Not with that, because I got it. Where do I have the picture stored in? You only could go to the side when you're presenting something from another browser. I don't know how to do it from anywhere else.
Put his picture in another browser and then present it.
How the hell am I going to put it in another browser?
Or in another tab, I mean.
Okay. How do I do that? I don't know how to do that. How do I do that?
Open up a tab up on top.
Right, I could do that. How am I going to put him in there?
Well, I don't know. Got to be able to enlarge it somehow.
I don't know. You can't just.
Donks is in the house.
Where's my man Donks? Where's my man Donks? What we got? Let's get to the chat. Let's interact with our boys here. We got, who's this now? Let me see who this. We got Slapper Tap.
I don't know what that means, but it's a cool name.
Slapper Top. We saying it right? Slapper Top. He's a
tap. Sklapper
Tap.
Sounds like
a
nautical term. I don't know if it is or not, but
I don't know. But could you explain your name to us? That's a pretty cool name. I like that name, man. It's pretty cool. Laugh out loud. Hey, dongs. Big Boss is having a good time. And
Big
then
Boss is cool shit too.
Chris Abels, he's saying DK. You got Big Boss, Chris Abels. Cheers, donks from Donkey Kong. Chris Abels says, I can't fucking pronounce the
Sklapper Tap.
It's like Sklapper Tap with Flapper Tap. So Kahuna's doing his normal thing this morning, and he's listening to the song, and he likes the song, that he just likes it, and it does have a good beat. He goes, that's got to be our intro song. I go, you're right. I agree.
I love that beat. So I'm not even that familiar with it, and I love it.
I mean, he is just phenomenal. His timing. He goes, we got to change the name to that. So he wants to change the new name.
Yeah, there's a line in the song that says Morning Flow. And I thought, that would be great. The Morning Flow with CC Joe.
That's what we're going to name the show. Morning Flow with CC Joe and KahunaNui. What do you think about that, guys? The Morning Flow with CC Joe and KahunaNui.
I love it.
I mean, this guy is going to be a star, man. I mean, I'm going to be second seat real soon, and he's going to be just taking over the show like he did 17 minutes the other day.
When I get my channel going, I'll have you on.
Oh, yeah. When he gets it, here he is. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, Vince, nice to meet you, man.
You too, man.
I've been a big fan for a long time.
I listened to your show, and there's another morning show that you have, Joey. It gets like a few people in the morning, and I was listening to it on vacation as well. I'm not sure if it's you, Big Kahuna, or someone else. Yeah, he's a calming voice type guy.
Ty Vacaccio is my morning guy, and he runs my channel for me.
Yeah, he's
very,
really good.
very, very educated person. He does all the thumbnails. His wife does the thumbnails and the intros, and he does a good show. He's always organized. He's prepared. He's a very intelligent guy. He's traveled all over the world. A good friend of mine, a brother, like a family member, but he's a good guy, man. So
what have you been up to?
What have you been up to?
Well, I was in Florida on vacation and on a little business because, we were trying to do something with somebody in terms of getting papers to them. So I heard he was going down to Florida, so I went there personally to oversee to make sure that got taken care of, which it did. So that's moving forward. And if people want to talk about the lawsuit, obviously you see what's public, and then the other thing as well. John,
sure.
Technically my attorney say not to talk about it, even though I am attorney. I have attorneys for this case. So either way, I will get into it. Joey, I'm starting up the show again tomorrow.
Really? At noon?
Yeah, and I'll say this, and the reason why I'm coming on here, I text the Dues Payer, Rocco, and Carl yesterday. I said, through the time where I announced that I couldn't do a show, that I had no place to do my live show anymore, not one of you guys ever said to me, not one of them said, hey, why don't you come and do your show on my channel?
I did.
Because God damn it, Joey. I said there were two people, the corporation that offered me the money, and one other person. And Joey, I'll send you the text. I'll screenshot it to you later. Joey C. Out of all you, I go, Rocco, you greasy wop. You didn't send one thing. I diagnosed Rocco with that injury that he had. Remember when he has that fat injury, and I found the tumor right on his thing, and and he goes, well, finally yesterday, he texted me and he said that I didn't have the money, Vince. I would do it. I know you would want more. And I never even asked any of them for any money. I'm just saying no one ever reached out to me except for Joey C., the only person, Joey C., and the corporation that I'm going to do it for. So, Joey, that means a lot to me. I mean, considering these guys, they all sit silent. And they all
You've
say,
always been good by me, Vince. You've been cool to me all the time. So, man, you've been
now,
a good
look,
guy.
I can't compete with the unwatchables that Chris Abel does. I know they do like tens of viewers a day.
Show.
Yeah, it's a great show. But I mean, you would think, oh, Vince the Lawyer's got a midday show that's rolling every day, every other day, and not one of them except for Joey C. Not one even mentioned it, Joey. I'm not joking here. Not one of them said anything to me.
Yeah. I just felt, you've been cool with me. I like you. I like the way you do things. Even when you're trolling John or just just having fun in the chat room. I liked your show when you were on it on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You had a call-in number. I called you a lot of times. I called into you, but you were cool, man. I mean, you always, from the very first time I met you on podcast, I think it was on Shuli Show when I came on, and you were really friendly to me. You were nice to me, and I just he's cool because everybody's like, stay away from Vince. Stay away from Vince. I go, nah, nobody tells me what to do. Joey C. You don't tell Joey C what to do. Joey C makes his own decisions,
Please, and your cousin Fat Albert would just sit on you. He told you what to do.
Exactly. Nobody tells me what to do, Vince. You know that, but
no,
I'm a wild.
Fat Al, your cousin Albert would just sit on you, and
Albert, my cousin Albert. Yeah, my cousin Albert. That's right. He would. My cousin Albert. You remember the story? He used to sit on me all the time when I was a kid, and his mother used to have to come up. Al, get off your cousin right now. And I was a smaller, skinny kid. He was like a big old whale, man. And he just
Joey, I'm telling you this. I was on vacation, so I had time to listen. And I get how important these shows are to people that are driving in their car, because I don't do that on a daily basis. I take the subway, so I don't have that aspect. But when we're driving 24 hours to Florida, you listen to anything. And then I was in the morning, and my family sleep late. So, Joey, I try to listen to the Dues Payer show. I do. The Uncle Rico show. I can last maybe a few minutes. But I listened to your entire show. When you went through how your dad was grifting off of your aunt, off of his mom, your mom and his wife, and the checks that you received coming in from the dividend payments, and people don't even understand what that is. Like, I was so into what you were saying, Joey.
Thank you,
I listened to 45. In fact, I even put a post. I had them put a post on my old channel of the VTL show to actually linking to that show. I think I don't know if they did it or not. But I said, listen, this is one of the best shows that I've heard in a while, where I listened for 45 minutes to a guy, not your ranting, not your bullshit. Like, I'm talking about like real things, and your stories were so great, and I can relate to them. And the fact that you had the pony race, the harness racing, and you had it, the trifecta, and the story, and the guy trying to fuck you. Like, I'm listening to all of this, relating to all of it, and I loved it.
Yeah, Greco. His last name was Greco. That was the guy's last name, Greco.
What were the numbers again?
It was a 128 came in. It was 128.
How much did you end up getting?
Well, the trifecta paid almost $4,000 that was for a $3 trifecta back then. And I told him put 40. He tried to say he didn't. 20 for him, 20 for me. So at 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 6.5 times. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, about 25,000. We each got on a $20 bet. So, and it was right before Christmas. And I was 18 years old. Just had a baby. I just had a baby.
No, it's huge. And I know these guys are all shysters, especially with the harness racing. Yeah. But did the harness racers bet on that themselves, or did they just do it for you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
One of my illegal jobs that I did because I used to bring all the owners and the trainers to the winner's circle to take the picture with the horse and a little Cushman cart from the paddock. So obviously the jockey, not the jockey, but the driver, they call them drivers in harness, couldn't go in the stands with their gear because you got the eye in the sky. You had Frank Degelmine and the Illinois State Board with the binoculars and the cameras watching who's going in and out of the paddock. And let me tell you something. Every time I went in the stands, the phone rang to the paddock judge. Why is Joe Catalano leaving the paddock? Where's he going in the stands for? I sent him to the office over there to get me some envelopes and stamps. The judge, Frank Panino, who was 89 years old and was like the Don out there, and he took me under his wing right away. And he's an old guy, man. And he drove an Oldsmobile Sierra. He was 89, still a paddock judge. And he used to tell me, did you get that tip from Bussy in the tent? I said, yeah. He says, you making a bet? I go, yeah, Judge. He'd go like this. He'd look around. He goes, hand me, take the 20. Pull it out. He goes, hey, get me it in for me. I go, I got you covered, Judge. He goes, all right, make sure. He goes, I'll take care. I'll piece you off, right? And I mean, this was just the greatest time of my life. You know, I missed those days. But I got called out a lot because Frank Degelmine always watched me because he said, you're always hustling. You're always running around that stands. But I always had an alibi because the judge covered my ass. You know, he always covered me. And yeah.
So you said you had an issue with me, Joey. I forgot. I didn't know what it was.
No. Listen, we got those papers. We showed them. I started to show them, and my wife come around now and she goes, "You got to redact that stuff."
What papers?
The ones you sent me the other day about the two things you texted me.
Mortgage and the.
And you told me. I said, I could put it. Show everybody. You said yes. Go ahead. You told me yes. Remember?
I text you.
Yeah,
but those are all public records. Maybe you don't want to show them on YouTube. Did I say I don't know if I told you to show them on YouTube, but
you said I said, Vince, I'm live right now. Can I show them? You said go right ahead. Yes, absolutely. I got your text.
I did.
Yes.
On text, I said that because Joey, I hear you referencing me a lot in your chat. It's not me a lot of the times. You're like, oh, the funeral director must be Vince or something. I'm like, I only commit. It's
Here you
not
are.
me.
Here's the conversation. You said. Let's see. You said until Sunday. Let me see. Okay, it's in my other phone. Hang on, my other phone. Hang on.
I got it here.
Yeah, you got it. And you sent me two different papers. One showing.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Can I announce? Yeah, that was already. Someone had already sent that to me from. They get it offline, Joey. So it's like public record. Both things. So with the issue, what we're talking about is that. I don't want to get into many details, but obviously people know that John was served with the lawsuit. But
I thought when that originally broke, he was served in New York. You said he served in Florida?
He said he was going down to Florida. So I had people going down to Florida to make sure that if he wasn't served in New York, that we serve him in Florida. There's all different types of laws. And again, don't rely upon me for any legal advice in what I'm saying here. But if you get a notice from the court, you can effectuate service in a different state. So let's say you're trying to serve someone, just hypothetically in New York, and let's hypothetically say that they're hiding in their mom's house and they're refusing service, then they go to their mom's house in Florida, then you can try and effectuate service there. That's hypothetical. That doesn't relate to John specifically.
Right. Now, Vince, I know you can't talk about a lot of things, but I want to make sure I put this right to you. So go ahead and finish out. I want to just make sure I say this right to you because I don't want to put you on the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I heard you before, criticizing the Big Kahuna for not talking when you actually take a pause, right? Because a lot of the pressure is relying upon Joey here, Big Kahuna. So he needs you to come in when there's a pause.
I usually do, but Deadfool had said something in the chat, and I was trying to respond to him. And
Kahuna.
I'm taking care of a sick dog and trying to do a million things at once.
Nothing. Vince gives me a lot of good advice, Kahuna. He's given me a lot of good, solid professional advice. One time we were together on John's. I think it was the stream that he brought High Pitch with, and I'm new at this. I'm just a year into this, and he says you got to be very careful, professional kid, not to overstep somebody when they're talking. And that's my one thing that I got to finish working on. I've got a lot of things he told me, good advice. Shuli gives me a lot of great advice. Bob Levy. And I work on it. I take it serious when you guys tell me something like that because I want to be a professional. I want people to enjoy coming on to the show. I want to have good guests and a good cause. Our chemistry here is this our eighth day.
And today we settled for Vince.
Well, we wanted Vince. I love Vince. No.
What advice did Shuli give you?
Well, Shuli thinks that I need to get a show about current events, but have somebody that's going to be asking me these questions but maybe someone that's got a little comedian, behind them, being a comedian, and probably the kill would be not me not knowing the answer and me getting kind of irate with the guy and just going off each other. He thinks that would be a big show. He just tells me, I just hit 504 memberships in 46
awesome.
days, and they're all gifted. I mean, people. One lady, Miss Kitty, 290 she gave to this channel. She gifted to people.
How much are your memberships?
They start at 99 cents, $1.99 and $2.99. That's so we started at 99. So, but when you gift them, it's 50 costs $149. I think when you hit, you get the box where it says $199 for 50, and you got 10, 5, and then the individual is $2.99. I think. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So
how much do you pay Big Kahuna out of that?
I made a deal with Kahuna. Yeah, don't even start.
Zero?
No. He's lying. We got monetized in the middle of the month last month. So we had about 2 weeks. Now he's part of the Alpha Shot Lounge. So Mrs. C, she divvied up what she took in for that show. It wasn't a lot of money. I threw him something, but this show here, he's my co-partner, my second seat. I'm giving him 25% of what we take in on our show. YouTube takes about 38%. I'm getting 25%. He gets 25%, and then I keep the other 15% goes back into the show for stuff for the show. So
Joey, back to your monetization. I know that you were monetized, then you were demonetized, and then you got monetized again. What was the reason for the original demonetization?
A faulty thumbnail.
They actually said that it wasn't reused content; it was faulty thumbnail.
Faulty thumbnail. What
is going on with KC? Because I heard you mention that.
Was I talking to Casey? Oh yeah, I think I talked to Casey. I texted him, and I think it was him that told me that he played some nude stuff or something on his channel one night, and they zapped him the next morning. But I don't know if that was his third time and his final time. I don't know. I don't know if he's done.
If it was his third time, his channel would be gone. It wouldn't just be demonetized.
It is gone.
When you said that, I thought it was there. I could be wrong, but I thought it was still there.
I thought a couple of chatters told me it was gone. I mean, they troll me. If it was,
Armstrong.
I thought it was gone. I know Casey was pretty upset about it, but
I told him to stop with all of the introduction and all of playing because he doesn't know. But just because it's on YouTube doesn't mean you can play it on your channel. It could be on YouTube on a new channel that they're not even aware of, or it could be their content. One thing you guys got to be very careful for, especially when you get bigger, is to not reuse content. I don't think you do it here. But it's best just to stay away from, I know you're playing the Alex Stein thing. That's fine as long as you're commenting on it. But he does it every single day. And I'm getting nervous for him because every single day he's playing the same thing that's not his.
Right.
And eventually, if you get big enough, they will demonetize you for that.
So
dude, I'm not seeing his channel on.
Yeah, I think they nuked his channel. I think he lost his channel. I'm pretty sure he did.
Holy shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's big news because I had thought that it was still on there. Now, Casey and I talk almost on a daily basis, but I didn't ask him about this yet because I was away. Yeah. But, Joey, you know what Casey loves doing? He's great at picking mixed martial arts bets. Now, he'll bet on other things too, but he loves going as soon as he sees any type of an Asian fighter fighting, generally they're not as strong. Yeah, so he sent me 3 different bets that he made on Saturday, all against an Asian fighter, even during the fight, and he made pretty good money. I'm talking a couple $1,000 on Saturday.
He's one of my favorite people, and he was very instrumental. He was very concerned when I was going on streams with John, because he knew John probably better than anybody in this Dabbleverse.
So Big Black says his channel is still up, but
it is.
I'm Big Black here, and I don't see it.
Big Black, and it is. He didn't get nuked. So what's the deal? He just got suspended, Big Black? Where you been at, man? I've been looking for you. I saw you over in L2K over there. The green slime ball. And the potato. The gay potato. I told Carter this morning. I sent him an email. Suck my cum, you bitch. And he wrote me back. He goes. Thank you for being a supporter. I talked to Carter about. I'll email him out every other day and just send him some stupid.
So
stuff,
get this, Jerry. I'm going through that issue. I don't want to talk about. That's more serious than the lawsuit that deals with. I'll call him Stuttering Juan. I don't want to use any real names. So there is the tapes with Kate Meany, and I'm sure you're aware of that. the Kate Meany and John tapes.
Yeah, I haven't really watched anybody in Devilverse, but I know that
Okay.
The other day I turned those on. They were playing something with her and them and John.
So
Yeah, I
Kate
heard
Meany
some of it.
taped her conversations with John over the course of a certain amount of weeks.
Right.
Within those tapes is something that's very valuable to me and the case that John has made. So I asked the dues payer in this group, can I get a copy of this? This is very important to my livelihood, Joey, something very critical in my life. Now, I thought of it when I was driving back from Florida. We stopped at the Borgata on the way back. This is at 2 a.m. I text the group at 3 a.m. Guys, can I get this portion? I won't play it, but I need it. I'll get it one way or another. I don't want to bother Kate with a subpoena. I just want to get this portion because it's going to help me. I need it like literally within the next 48 hours. Okay. I get a call from the dues payer that I missed. I text him back. Dues payer, sorry, I'll call you on Monday when I get to the office. You know what he wrote to me? And I want to quote this because I don't want to misquote the dues payer. Right. Now this is a very, very important thing to my life. You know, one way or another, it was critical.
It's your law, assuming that you're talking.
Yeah, and exactly, and he in his possession was something that could help me, and it doesn't affect him.
Right.
Ready? This is what I got. I wrote him, "Hey, driving. Let's talk tomorrow when I'm back in NYC." He wrote, "Don't text me at 3 a.m. ever again." Now, when I got that, Joey. Don't text me at 3 a.m. ever again. My initial instinct was, or what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you going to do? But that's not what I need this thing so bad. And of all the things we've been through, he happened to write, don't text me at 3 a.m. ever again.
I kind of be probably upset too. If it was 3 a.m, I was sleeping. I don't know. I get your point, but in his defense, I would say, you could have probably waited till 7 a.m,
Yeah, agreed. If it was a phone, like, do you get woken up by text messages?
No, I don't have text messages. Don't go off. I have it on silent for text messages.
Right.
But,
we all do. Now listen, and it's not that I'm doing this every day. I haven't asked him for anything or about this. This is very critical, Joey. I've been talking like so
I
important.
believe you.
And the only thing he could say was, would he do that to Anthony Cumia?
I don't know. I mean.
Oh, the answer. He would. The point is, it doesn't matter. And now I know where I stand with him. But either way, it was something that's so critical. I got it from somebody else.
Right.
But point was, Joey, like, yeah, he is done with me, which is funny. But I'm like, who is this tough guy here, Joey? I mean, he told me like all of a sudden after all this, he's a big tough guy.
I love Shuli to death, man.
I have no problem with Shuli. He has a problem with me.
But are you going to be at DevilCon?
No.
Yeah,
I don't. Oh, Joe, doesn't no one? They don't even ask me. I mean, I text them all the time. They haven't even mentioned it to me.
Shit, it's close to you, ain't it? You live in New York.
Yeah, so I would go. I mean, I call it their nerd convention up in Rochester. I mean, it's a bad location at a bad time, like a summer weekend. But I would. But I'm not gonna go if no one extends an invite to me.
Well,
I thought you and Bob would be together for sure.
You're cool with Bob, right? You and Bob are cool, aren't you?
Yeah. In fact, Bob and I were talking while I was at the gym yesterday. I'm like, Bob, how the fuck do you stay so in shape for his age? Because I look at Bob in the pool and his body looks great, and I'm going to the gym every day.
Yeah.
And you know what he told me? He's like, I do those water weights. I go, I thought those for geriatrics. He goes in the pool with the water weights, but he looks great.
You know what they use in prison? There's no more weights. They took all that stuff out. They take garbage bags and fill them with water, and they put it on a stick, big bags of water, and that's what you get twice as thick and faster and muscular doing that than using regular weights.
Yeah, how long were you in for?
I did 9 months, 270 days.
That's a long stretch, though. In federal or state?
Federal, yeah, federal. But I was in a camp, so it was a cake and a walk for me from the camp. So it was like going to college, So.
Yeah, what were the other people in for besides drugs? Like anything cool?
I had a couple of doctors. Jesus Christ, all my phones are going off.
Turn that fucking ringer off.
I did. That was a Facebook Messenger for my wife. I was in with a couple of doctors. One doctor who's from Fort Myers. He was about 76 years old, a prominent doctor for 40 years. All his clients were the rich people of that area, and got caught writing scripts to them, unconditional scripts to them DA came in and shut him down and gave him a 6-year sentence for it. Took his license away and it just destroyed the guy. I mean, they took everything and he lost all his money. He's little Jewish fellow, little Jewish lawyer. I mean, not lawyer, Jewish doctor. Nice
One or
guy.
the other, right? They're either one or the other.
But he was a little frail guy. He was so, he was very, his leg, one leg was that skinny, man. I mean, it was that skinny. He was like a toothpick. And he was always cold, and he wore like 13 sweatshirts. He would ask everybody and go to every cubicle. You got an extra sweatshirt, jackets, and then he liked vegetables. So every single person on my dorm would give him the vegetables. Now I had a group of from guys from Puerto Rico that 101 people got indicted in the same indictment with major trafficking drug case. I'm talking big hitters from Puerto Rico. 90 of them wound up with me in the camp. I had the Jefe. I had three of the hitmen that he sent out that was part of this. A lot of the upper guys were in Florida at the camp I was. All the upper, like the general, they're labeled general, lieutenants in the organization, and that's where I made my money over there, because I provided a service to those guys to be their lookout at night from 6 to 9 at night, because we had 2 guards, 2 federal guards that would come around every 2 hours on the whole camp, and I would keep a lookout for them and warn them when they were getting, coming up any of the walkways from the back. I had it all covered, and because they were cell phones are big in there, and if you get caught one-on-one, you're going to the shoe for a month, and when we go to the shoe, you pretty much go there naked. They freeze you out when you take the shower that's in the room. You don't come out of the room at all. They feed you. You can't have your underwear. You can't have a blanket. You can have your those socks. They put it ice cold, and the water for the shower is freezing cold. And that's where you go when you get caught with contraband. And so a lot of the guys were on the phones with the younger guys were on the phone with all the little girlfriends, but mainly when they were bringing all the drugs out in the bathroom to bag them up to get them all ready, just hide them all over the place so they could sell them throughout the penitentiary. So so they paid me well. They paid me, they put money on a big chunk of money on my books every month so I could have commissary, and I made them put my wife money on her books where she was at. So
yeah, and that would supplement your rub and tug business in the prison. Yeah,
I didn't have no rug and tug business. I sold lighters for $30, big lighters for $30 a pop.
That's how much they went for.
Yeah, the 4-pack you buy at Walmart for $2.99, $30 a pop for one lighter.
Was that considered contraband?
That's enough reason to quit
smoking. Of course it's contraband. Anything that
I don't know.
Here's contraband, Vince. Anything that's not on that list when they intake you in, and you got a list that says you get 7 uniform pants, 7 brown shirts, 7 brown underwear, 7 brown socks, 1 jacket, 1 boots, 1 flip-flops, 1 shower shoes. Anything that's not bought in commissary when you fill out the sheet for Friday, if they come around, they'll come around. If they want to be a jerk and toss yourself, and they'll get, where's your commissary list? Okay, you're allowed to have 2 soda. He's got 2 soda. Wait a minute, where do those M&Ms come? They're not on here. They could take the M&Ms and put me in the shoe because I traded someone for the M&Ms. And you can't do that. Legally, you can't. So
did you have to go to the shoe at all?
Never, no. I didn't. I never. I mean, I didn't get caught myself. I had a cell phone from day one all the way to the day I walked out.
They're not going to put you in the shoe if you got a rub and tug business.
No, I didn't have a rub and tug business. No. And I was locked up with a guy that was he was into Bitcoin real good. He was scamming Bitcoin. He had the way that he said he was explaining to me in prison. He had a 6-month sentence. He said that when people lose their passwords and their way to get into their Bitcoin, you can't ever get that back in.
That's true.
He knows how to break into them and take the people's money.
Oh, he does? Because that would be a pretty good real business if you wanted to make it legit.
Yeah, he captures some big accounts with millions of dollars in it. So,
and you only do 6 months.
Well, he didn't get caught for that. He got caught for falsifying a 1 document, federal government document. He put his Social Security in the wrong place.
Yeah, well, it's more than just that.
That's what his paperwork said. He was falsifying his paperwork with his Social Security number.
Was anyone? Oh, really? Because on that document that I sent you, Big Kahuna, we were talking about service of process, and we have to figure out where someone lives. And this guy that we're talking about indicated that he lived at his mom's house when he got a mortgage in Florida. I mean, that's all public record.
Right.
So And then he's going on saying, well, I don't live there. But that's what the document that you used to get a federal loan, a mortgage for the house. If it says that's your address, it's your... What was that?
He's not on the house, though.
What do you mean?
Is he on the house? Is he actually on the mortgage? I don't think he is.
Whose mortgage? On the Cape
Well,
Coral?
the guy we're talking about. We're not mentioning his
Well,
name.
the guy we're talking about owns the house with his mom equally. Yeah,
he
so
does,
he is. Yeah, so when they applied for the mortgage, they both are legally obligated to pay for it. If one doesn't pay, the other has to. And if one dies, the other automatically gets the house. This is just in general sense. Get your own attorney is not a legal advice from me.
Right.
However, when you apply for a mortgage, you have to put the address for which you're living.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever done it before, but wherever any document you put that you need to put your home address, his home address was there. So that's what we're going by. If you live with your mommy, it's okay. That's exactly what it says. And that's what I showed you that someone sent me. It's a public document, so anyone can do it.
Right.
Anyone can access it.
See, I was under the impression that, I know for a fact this certain individual we're talking about, public knowledge, if you did some research on him, he had a lot of tax liens on him for not paying taxes. A lot of them.
Well, he explained all that, and that is it's not none of my concern, Joey.
I don't care either.
I had two issues with it, and I really needed that dues payer to come through for me one time, and all I got was, "Don't text me at 3 a.m." It's like if I was in life or death situation and you received that type of message, I think you'd be mad too initially.
So Vince, it wasn't a life or death situation. Why were you texting him at 3 a.m.?
I can say this.
It wasn't not physically my life, but it was very, very important. Now, it didn't have to be at 3 a.m. That's when I came up with what I needed. And I didn't need him to respond at 3 a.m. But
you just thought he'd wake up in the morning and have it. Is what you were doing.
Look, you know what Rocco said? No man would ever tell another man that if you cared about him, right? Like, clearly I know he doesn't now, but it's
that's not true. I mean, I'm going to stick up on this one. I think I texted him.
I'll bet you guys will be back together again within a year.
I have no problem with him. It's just like, I wouldn't say that to another man, especially a friend or honestly.
I see your 100%. I agree with both on both ends. But I can see at 3 o'clock in the morning, he probably just got to sleep after doing a late show, and he probably was feeling a little good because on those late shows they get a little toasty, and he probably just fell asleep. And that's I'd be a little upset, but I would say, but he's my boy. I just give you a little. Hey, don't I probably just say don't fucking. I would have probably just said don't fucking text me at 3 o'clock in the morning. Better. That's what I would have said. But
the thing was, it wasn't about that. I missed a call, and now that I know that he was probably going to call me, not to give me the information I need, but to yell at me for. I don't want anything to do with it. I got the information anyway, but it was very important. And Joe, if you know our history, him and I've come through in times when he really needed it.
I know that.
Understand
I've heard him talk
really
about
needed it. Yeah. And he's done things for me too, so it's not just a one-way thing. Yeah, maybe I just was expecting a different reaction, but so that's my relationship. So tomorrow, Joe, on the name of the channel is Lazy Law News. They're trying to start up something like I had at Vince. Lazy Law News Network. That's just don't worry about the name, but either way, the channel will be back going Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
That's not Larry Lawton's channel, is it?
I can't say who owns it because there's all these stupid things that I sign, and people are like, well, you're an attorney, but a lot of times, Joey, I don't read the stuff that I'm signing. Right. I thought that I can go and announce it on my old channel, but they won't let me do that. So, not that I'm coming here to do that. I wanted to thank you, Joey, for being the only one. I'm going to send you this text. I wrote them all yesterday. I wrote Bob, the Greasy Wop Rocco, and the dues payer, and Carl. Not one of them said anything to me.
You want to know the main reason I asked you? You want to know the main reason I asked you? You're a paisano, and I was always taught by my grandfather to look out for other Italians.
Well, yeah, that's what they did when they come here.
Joey's looking for free food. Don't sugar.
Yeah, I need to Taco Bell.
He's looking for the number 3 at McDonald's.
I'm serious. My grandfather instilled that to me, Vince. Always look out for another paisano. Always, when you're able to. He always
send him food at 3 a.m. and you tell the guy to knock out.
That's the main reason why. First and foremost, I did it because I remember my grandfather, some of the things he taught me and I always look out for anybody that's younger than me that's Italian or someone that's been cool with me that's Italian. I'll always, if I can, offer them to help. I will do that. That's the first and foremost for me. I remember what I wanted to ask you. and you don't have to get in detail. You can just say yes or no. The lawsuit is because he was telling people not to support your law firm and trying to take people from not calling your law firm. Is that true?
Sort of. It's a defamation lawsuit. It's defamation per se, which I'll explain a little bit. But basically, when you make a false statement about somebody knowingly, you could potentially be held liable for that. For example, if I say, Joey, you have AIDS and you don't, that could potentially damage your reputation, obviously. And it used to be more about a spoken statement. Now that we have a lot of writing, that's called libel, and that's like a tweet or something that's public. The statement has to be public. You can't just say it to nobody. You have to say it to somebody, and it's got to be false. What he said, and I don't want to get into the details, but it's all in the lawsuit. Specifically, what he said was false. He knew it was false, and I don't think he still retracted it yet. So now, yesterday on his show, specifically about the lawsuit, he said, well, can you call me? Can we settle it? And my attorneys will deal with him if he wants to resolve it. But either way, you got to be careful when you talk negatively about someone's business. I never came into this wanting to sue. If you talk bad about me, Carl said my kids are losers. I never ever threatened lawsuits like they do. But when I found out this occurred, Joey, I had no choice but to do it.
Yeah. But let me ask you some
questions for you too. I wanted to ask you questions, but I got to think about back when your dad was doing. When you spent $10,000, when you blew $10,000 in Vegas, you were playing blackjack, right? When you went out there, and then you asked your dad for more money.
Right. No, what happened was my father did all that damage. And, when my grandmother, he knew she was dying, so he spent a lot of time taking care of her, and he was just snoozing her to sign paperwork that he get everything signed to him, so he could screw his sister because he was just that way. My grandmother babied him and spoiled him his whole life, so it was yes, Joey. Yes, Joey. Yes, Joey. Whatever you want. So he knew that he had the upper hand, but he was taken away from whatever I was getting. My grandfather was leaving me from all his own kids because he left us. My dad, when I was 5 years old, came home. He said, "Pack the house and move." And we thought we were going to a bigger house because my mom was having another baby. And he dropped us off at a little dinky apartment and says, "Don't ever call me again," to my mother. I want a divorce. And stole the house from under us, and that's it. And then my mother's like, "What are you doing?" So we struggled a lot, and he was just a dirtbag. I didn't start really I got very curious about him when I was 16, 17, and when I went to try to get in touch with him, he was he was cool about me coming over. He lived in Chicago. He still was in Chicago. He hadn't left yet, and he was by the O'Hare Airport out that way, and he was partners with a bar with a couple guys, a couple Italian guys, and one of the guys is my son's godfather, and but he brought me when he saw I was there, and he saw I had a good head on my shoulder. I was a pretty sharp kid, and he asked me about working at baseball, but he goes, "Listen, I got a good job for you here." He goes, "You could run this kitchen," but he goes, "The main reason I want you here on Wednesday nights, so you can sell half grams of cocaine out of the bar." So that's what
get you in the family business. That's
he got me into dealing drugs in the bar because they sold thousands of dollars on Wednesday night in the bar in half grams and bar grams.
Did you do it?
Oh, I got heavy that's when I first started getting into drugs. And it was him that put the drugs in my hand, my own father, my own biological. He's the person that put the drugs in my hand that started my beginning of my my 30-year binge of doing drugs. I was an addict for 30 years.
I didn't know you did drugs. I know that you
30 years.
Okay, that makes sense because you said you wouldn't take the alcohol that I sent the Coors Light as a
it's still in the refrigerator. It's not even we don't drink here, but I don't drink.
Yeah, that was an homage to John Edward Melendez. Not really for you. I didn't know if you drank or not, but
I was a functioning addict. I was a functioning addict. I worked in pro baseball behind the scenes in minor league baseball, and not one person would say that I was high because that's how good I could conceal it because I was that good of a functioning addict. But I put things in my head for years that I got to have it. My body depends on it. I was going that route. And for 20 years, if someone tried to have a deep conversation, I said, "Listen, you don't understand. I don't do it to get high. My body needs it so I can function." That's to maintain the attitude. Now, right before I went to prison, I was with the prison in 2021. When I went to turn myself in after violating probation, and my probation officer goes, "I'm not going to send the marshals to get you because you're a pretty straight up guy. You're an honest guy. So you got to be before the judge at 10 o'clock on Thursday morning. and I know you won't run, because most guys would run once they know they're going to be taken into custody. They're not going to show up. You're going to let them find them. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go through all that. First of all, I didn't have the money. You got to have money to go on a run. You got to have a grip bag and a lot of money in that bag, and you got to go underground. I didn't have that, so I'd be stupid. They're going to get me at home. I don't want my grandkids to go through that. My little grandson's home. I don't want to kick in my door in with him. So I went to court, and I knew my daughter, this was in November, and she passed away in February. She's, I'll see you tonight, Dad. I go, I'm not coming home. I'm telling you right now, the keys to my vehicle will be in the parking lot in the federal building. Get someone to go pick my car up, and don't let them tow it out of there. So when I got before the judge, my lawyer met me there, and he goes, he makes the mistake and tells the judge, can we just let him go home and put him on an ankle monitor? We're asking for a second chance. The judge stood up and goes, and he liked the lawyer, but he goes, looked at the lawyer, he goes, wait a second. Now, you guys were going along pretty good here, but then you said that you want a second chance. I gave him 19 chances. He's going to prison. I had 19 chances. I failed 19 drug tests. And usually when you fail 3, you go back to prison. You go to prison. He gave me 19 chances, the judge.
Can you back up a little bit, though? Did you go to prison for probation violation or for original charge?
Well, the original charge is when you get to prison is on your record. But I was put on probation. I was 4% of people in federal court will get straight probation. I don't have really.
We gotta be clear. Probation means that you, instead of being sentenced to go to prison or jail, you get a time where you have to obey the law. You can't get in any trouble. You have to do drug tests and things like that. Were you originally sentenced to probation for this charge?
Probation with 6 months, ankle monitor, home confinement. I only could go to doctors and to drug testing.
Got you. So you would not have had to go to prison, but for you violating the terms of your probation.
Because I failed. They put me on intense.
Got it. So part of your probation was you can't do any drugs. And I'm just learning this joke because I have to do one fucking shit. This is like a job for me on the old VTL channel. I have to do one short a day. And a lot of them, they give me these content and I just make comments on, like funny comments on it. But I realize a lot of the people don't go to jail or prison for the original charge. It's because they violate their probation. Now, that's different from parole. After you served your time, then you have a similar type of situation.
Prison. You don't get a parole.
Yes, right. I'm dealing in state court in this Texas court. But either way, so you could have avoided going to prison altogether had you been clean.
Here's my probation officer, I never broke any rule. Except
for the big one, don't do drugs. Except for that 19 times.
He was sympathetic. The reason I got 19 times because he knew the judge even said, "You're a good guy. You're the type of guy who go golf with. You got moxie." He goes, "You present yourself well. You're respectful. You
Translation, you're white."
Right. Bottom line. And
for the most line, yeah. It's like you could see when these people come in.
We know that it's a disease you have. 30 years. I had a. It is a disease. When you're 30 years into doing drug use, it's a disease. It's just like anything else. And I couldn't get a grip on it. So they put me in rehab. They sent me to rehab first. And I was dead against that. He goes, well, you're going to have to go to rehab. So I went to rehab where I was near where my house was. And I went in there. And at first I was like dead against it because I don't like talking to a bunch of strangers. I'm in this group room every day at night doing this talking. And I wouldn't talk for like a month. I'm like, I'm not talking. I don't air my laundry to strangers. Fuck this. I'm not doing it. And he goes, you got to participate. So I start participating. Turned out, as I start getting deep into stuff and really it started helping me. And so I was one of them guys that there's a lot of people there that didn't have money. So you were allowed to go they took certain people out to the Walmart or the stores to get extra groceries. Or said cigarettes because they allowed people to smoke, but they had to control the cigarettes. Well, I would buy 5 cartons of cigarettes for the people that didn't have money and give them cigarettes. I'd pass out cigarettes to all those people. There was like 50 people that didn't have $1, nothing, and they were smokers. So I would donate every 2 weeks 5 cartons of cigarettes.
I thought you were going to say that you sold them to him.
No. I donated
the rub and tug business there.
No, I gave them to the nurses station, and I would tell them give this pack to certain, but they write their name on it, and then. Twice a day, they would come into the main room and the packs would be marked the person's name, and they would give them 1 cigarette to go out and smoke each time. And I would do this for the people, and they just love me. So, they got elections there. Like you're the president of the community, and stuff like that. I ran for president, and at the time I ran for president, there was 175 people in the rehab, and the lady that runs the place came out and she says, "I've been here 20 years. I never had a landslide. 175 people voted for me to be the president of the community."
That's awesome.
So
Joey, I see that a lot too on the videos that they send me. People
Yeah.
would rather go to prison or jail than to give up their drugs. So a lot of times, Big Kahuna, they have a choice. Do you want to go to rehab and not go to prison, but you have to go to rehab, let's say, for a year,
Yeah.
or you can go to prison for 5 years or jail for whatever. I assume you just would take anything but going to jail. These people would rather sometimes take the jail time in order to get it done with.
It's like when you got a case you didn't do, you might be sitting 6-8 months in the county jail, but the end result, you're going to drop it. So instead of pay a high bond, you do the time, because if you do get time served, if you do convicted, you already got 8 months in. And if they say, all right, time served, you walk out that day.
Right.
And if they drop it, you got 8 months on the books if you ever got in trouble again. So
how long
that's
was
how
your
that
original
works.
How long was your original probation for?
5 years.
And you knew that you were not allowed to do drugs.
I
during
told
that
them.
time?
I told them to put me in prison the day he sentenced me, because I knew I was only going to get 3 months. I was so low in scoring because they only could go 15 years back in criminal history. My stuff was 30 years and older from Chicago days, so they couldn't use none of that. So I had basically nothing. I was clean in between there with a couple minor things they couldn't use. So I was literally a 0 to 3 months what I was going to serve. I already had 45 days in. I would have only had to do another 60 days, and I would have been home.
Yeah, Big Kahuna, this is what I'm talking about. So Joey had the option to go to prison for 3 months, basically, or not go to prison and just stay home with the ankle bracelet. Most people choose that, but I see a lot of these defendants would rather do the 3 months so that they don't violate their probation and get a longer term sentence because they want to do the drugs. They know that they won't be able to stay off of drugs.
You did that 3 months, you still have a probation sentence after that, though, right?
Not necessarily.
No, it could be over. You're sending it
over. Mine would have been over because I made a false statement to a federal agent. That's what my charge was. Christina had making a false statement to a federal agent, and then she had the actual FEMA fraud.
Right.
Okay. So she got 30 months because her criminal record, she had a very intensive criminal record. I mean, really, they knocked her on her criminal record. Now, Christina, she did her freak pod last night where she opened up in the interview. Christina, she was a nurse. She was a CO, and she was her second husband was a sheriff. She went in that business. When she got in a car accident and the doctors put her on the script, she got winged out on him. So when she didn't start doing drugs, she was like 26 years old. She never drank in high school, nothing. And she was married to a cop. She had a beautiful home on the golf course, 2 daughters. But the cop was like a jerk off, and so they wound up splitting up. And he was the first one to arrest her. He put an injunction on her and kept calling her over to come and see him. They were still married, and every time she'd go over there, he had the police arrest her. So that first 5 arrests were from her ex-husband. So then she
didn't learn after the first one?
No, she was being locked up for injunction. She still hadn't done drugs yet. She got into drugs one day because one of her girlfriends said, "You got to try this pill. You got to try this pill." So she did it, and it was some kind of pain medication. And she liked it. Then she met a guy that she started dating and was going to marry. He was a major drug dealer. And that's when she got into the drug business, started dealing. And that's when she went to prison the first time for being a drug dealer.
How did you meet her?
She was my dealer.
For real?
Yeah. Yeah. Nice to guys. She was my plug. Yeah.
How'd you make the move from client?
But I always forget.
Listen, she was at my buddy's house, and she came out of a room, and I did a double take, and she was just, she's got a great booty and great thighs.
Yeah, there's something stunning about your wife. There's something very.
Oh my God! And I did a double turn, Vince. I went, "Oh my God, who's that?" And he goes, "My future girlfriend." I go, "Oh, okay." He goes, "You're a married man, anyhow." I said, "You're right. And I started talking with her, but I never hit on her because she had a boyfriend. I respected him, and she knew I was in a 25-year marriage. My first marriage was 25 years.
I didn't know you were married before. Where's their ex-wife now?
She's probably 40 miles from here. She lives in a couple of counties over. We moved here, me, her, and my two younger kids, our kids. and my daughter who's deaf, and my son Dominic, who's a brilliant kid. They came here when they were like 7, 8 years old to Florida, and they were pretty much raised here. But the last 10 years of my marriage, I only stayed home for the kids. It was over. I slept on the couch for 10 years.
Joey,
So you met Christina in Florida?
Huh?
You met Christina in Florida?
But I'm a family man, and I don't believe I was still married, and she had a dude that she was with. So I'm not going to hit on her because I don't do that. I don't backdoor nobody because I don't want that to happen to me. So then,
no, but she was living in Florida when you met her.
Yeah, Christina was born. She's been in Florida since she was a little baby.
Oh, I thought she grew up in.
She was born in Kentucky, Louisville, and she came here when she was like 2 years old. She's a true Floridian. Right. So, Christina, I when I met her that day, she gave me her number, and I would call, and her boyfriend didn't like me. I had a nice BMW. I was working at baseball. I was making good money. I had a 740i. I always dressed sharp with dress shoes, slacks. You know, my ring, my diamond ring, my diamond bracelet.
Who are you emulating by dressing so sharply?
My father, because if he did anything, my father was an impeccable dresser. He had his fingernails done, manicured every week. His hair was just silky. My father had a gift with women. He was married 5 times, and he married all rich women after my mother. And they would.
I know. I listened to it. That's why I asked. I knew that was the answer, but a lot of times people don't realize where their drug addiction comes from. Obviously, your father leaving is probably the reason for it. There's a lot more. My mother was a good woman. I love my mother that she struggled with 4 kids, and I was the oldest, so she put a lot of responsibility on me. I got a lot of beatings from my mother from the time I was 6 years, 7 years old till she couldn't handle it no more, because I started laughing at her when I was 12, and I would tell her, that's the best you got. And when I did that, and one day my grandmother came in with a broom, and I grabbed the broom. I finally got the timing to get the broom out of my grandmother's hand, and she took a step back. I go, "You ain't got your broom no more." I go, "Not," and that's when she told my mother, "You turned him into a psycho. He's just like his crazy father. I want him out of here." And I said, "You got to worry about it, because as long as she's going to be with that man," my mother had got involved with somebody who she's been with now for 45 years. I didn't get along with him. He was only 6 years older than me. I was 13. I moved out at 13. My uncle gave me a basement apartment in his building with the conditions I stay in school and keep my job. And I did that. I went to school. I got a girl pregnant when I was 16, going on 17, had my first child at 17. I got a 41-year-old daughter, a 38-year-old son, 36-year-old son, 32-year-old son, and a 30-year-old daughter. And then my 2 stepchildren from Christina, and she lost her oldest. So,
hey, Joey, I don't mean to interrupt you, but Mason's got a good point here. There's a lot of memberships and super chats here that you can
all right,
just touch on real quick and be done with that.
All right.
Well, let me get my calculator. How much do we get, Big Kahuna? 30% of each?
Yeah.
Not
he
me.
gets 25%. I get 25%. I get 25%. YouTube takes 38%.
Now
at least
Vince
12% for the show.
25%.
I'm a fair guy.
I got the calculator going.
Get the calculator out. I'm a fair guy. Clay Dabbler, Lou to God, member for 1 month. Good morning, fellas. Thank you, Big Lou. Big Lou, what did I nickname him? Big Blue Lou. That's his new nickname. Clay Dabbler, member for 2 months. Miss you, Vince. Don't cross the Duke.
I learned the hard way. I do admit to that. And by the way, I loved his interview with the son of Pat Cooper. It was pretty good. I mean, Pat Cooper's son was giving out a lot of information about, I guess he was like you, Joe. He was giving massages to men, but legitimately in California. And he knew that John Travolta was asking for rub and tugs. Any guy that asks for a guy masseuse is obviously gay. There's no doubt about it. Would you ever get a massage from a guy?
Vince, I wouldn't let a guy just touch me on my shoulder. I don't let guys touch me. I don't like that. I don't.
That would be embarrassing when you got hard.
I'm pretty masculine, Vince. I don't got not a lot of femininity in me. I don't go that route, man. You know, I don't need to let my wife play with my asshole. Nobody touches that. You know what I'm saying? So that's mine. That's mine. It stays mine. You know what I'm saying?
Too much information.
Well, I'm just telling you fact. I'm old school. I grew up with a lot of hardcore criminals.
Did you finish with the super chats and stuff?
Yeah.
You got
Clay Dabbler, become a YouTube member. Thank you, Clay Dabbler. That makes that puts us at 505 with Clay Dabbler. Thank you.
Clay and we have secret codes, Clay and I.
You know, Clay made me a star. He's one of my favorite people. I got my Clay doll before you did. He only had a few done, and he put me next to John, and I was, then Terry Nee brought us to live, and we were singing and everything, and then Bob Levy came in the picture, and then I became the Shake. I don't know if you know about the Shake and me and John as the Master Shake. You know, you ever saw those cartoons that they made of me and John?
No. Oh,
No.
yes.
Yeah. I'm the Shake.
Yeah,
the
they're
Master
great.
Shake.
And I'll say this, that Clay and John are very compelling together. And
Yeah.
Joey, when I'm driving, and that's when I have nothing to do,
Right.
I have to say, John Edward has the best show in the Dabbleverse. I mean, I can't watch the Deuce Bear. As much as the guy's trying to literally destroy my life,
Right.
I still think he has the best show, and he does. And over the past week, it's so goddamn compelling because
Right.
he's not a narcissist, but he exhibits
Not a narcissist.
he exhibits a lot of those qualities. And the beautiful thing is he knows he's not one, and it's so
Oh, my
pervasive, meaning it's the same behavior. And you can't tell John Edward what to do. You can never
Right,
tell him to act
right.
a certain
That's
way.
a fact.
Because
That's a fact.
if he did, none of us would find him compelling. I know it's a double-edged sword for me. Now, the fact that he's willing to lie to boards and things like that would harm me is part of his personality that you just have to accept.
Right.
Unfortunately,
Now let me tell you
for
something.
Did
My
he really
time with
report
him-
you to the board?
I
for your
can't.
practice?
I can't comment on. That's one thing I can't comment on. But
Let me
he
get through this real quick.
he said it yesterday that he did. I won't say whether he did or he didn't.
Blink
Next
twice.
Corner, you want to read this? Flex 316 gifted 5 memberships. That's my boy Flex. Thank you very much. One of Shuli's people. I got a lot of Shuli people that they pump me up over there. They tell people to support me. A lot of my people came over for Shuli, you know, because Shuli's like my best friend in the whole world. He's called me just to check on me. He's paid me well when I went on a show. I didn't even ask him for money. He sends me money, you know.
How much does he send for a show?
He was giving me $150 a show, and I mean
That's not
20,
bad.
30 minutes spots. So he was taking
Yeah,
care
no,
of
that's
me.
nice. I have no problem with you. The biggest issue with his show is he had all the negative comments blocked. And so if you go in there, Joey, and try and make a negative comment, they'll block you. And now if you read their super chats, they're so fucking boring. Oh, I'm a veteran. The only time I can get through is I have to go on a channel that says, I'm a veteran. I'm next to my dying mom and we're listening to Uncle
stretching
Rico. They love playing that.
You're
And
stretching.
look, I told Bob, like, look, the reason why the show is so watered down and fake, the reason why Joey Catalano's show I can listen to is because it's real. And I told you, I like that you get
Real life
mad at the
stories.
people.
I get that.
I like you get mad at people, but as soon as you start blocking them and don't allow them to criticize you, that's where your channel will fail.
But you're saying I never seen them block anybody for criticism. I've seen them block people if they were outright being very like harassing somebody or doxing somebody. Surely the only policy that he ever lived that I seen him throw people out was he threw me out for 3 months, locked me out of his life for 3 months because I doxed somebody in there. I was fighting with one of
Joey,
the people. That's what he threw me out for.
You can believe what you want. I know for a fact, if they opened up the blocked accounts or muted accounts, you'd see that 500. Basically, 450 are mine. But still, you would see it. Joe does not allow negative criticism, even in the comments. I don't.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
But you want to know how classy Shuli is? If he gets a super chat and it's got John's kids in it, he won't even read. He will not say their names in the super chat. So you see the
and
difference
we're
between
using
him-
kids lightly. It's another thing too. I don't understand why you guys are all such babies about people talking. Now, if it's illegal, that's one thing. But
Right.
if someone says something like Carl has said multiple times, my kids are losers, right?
Right,
Now, people say, why wouldn't you be so offended by it? The reason why I'm not is it doesn't matter. Carl could be right. Maybe my kids are losers. Maybe they're winners. It doesn't matter what somebody said. If you react negatively to it, then that's your problem. So I allow all this free speech.
This is
Yeah,
why
but
we react.
Yeah, and I get some people have to react, and I like your reaction. And John Edward will never change; he'll be who he is, and that's why
Now-
he's compelling.
I know you're a big fan of John's. That you made that very clear. You see it in your face when you're talking with him and you're there and you're trying to get it. I see it all over. You're very giggly and you're a big fan. Obviously, a big fan of
Yeah.
John, and which is cool. And I used to when I would be on there, he's like, "Oh, Vince is in the back. Should we let him in?" You know, he would always and he'd throw you out. How many times you can throw out on a daily basis? He brought you back one time 6 times. You know, he would. But once you're right about if you don't agree with John, he goes, "Hey, I need you to come back, Joey C, for 20 minutes," because I had told him something that John just duck a little bit. He didn't like it, so he started getting the smoke out of his ears. He goes, "Joey, take off for 20 minutes. I got to do something now, and I'll bring you back in." He wanted to light me up, but John drew a very fine line on me because I was the one guy that didn't kiss his ass. I've bickered back and forth with him, and I told his ass off. He would send me links, and 4 days in a row I didn't take his link. I told him to stick it in his ass. He goes, "You ghosted me?" He goes, "Get on right now." I go, come on with me." He goes, "Now you don't need nobody." I'm telling you, he would beg me to come on. Come on, buddy. Come on, I need you. John, go fuck yourself. Hang the phone up and leave me alone. You can apologize to me for what you said. And he goes, "No, you're gonna come on. This is how it's gonna work. You're gonna apologize to me, and I'm gonna forgive you, and that's what we're gonna do." I said, "Ain't no shot. I'm coming on and apologize to you." He get mad, but then people would say, "Yeah, fuck Joey C." He goes, "Nah." He goes, "There's a lot of guys here that troll me, and a lot of guys that got a lot of hatred, but there's something special about Joey. That he just gets to my heart sometimes. That he's just a special guy, and I know he's genuine." And John always kept that and always said that. Do you know to this day, all this mess that's going on, and we've been back and forth, he won't mention my name because of 2 reasons. One, I don't really talk bring anything out personal too much about him. I won't. I might make fun of him. I never talked about his kids. I never talked about his mother. I think his mother's wonderful. But the key is, he knows if he comes knocking on this door, a lot of people he knocks on ain't going to come to the door. I will go to the door and go outside. And I think that's in the back of his head.
He's never actually gone to a door, has he?
He won't come to my park like he knows.
Stands out in the street and yells at a house, and then he goes in a lobby and makes friends with a foreman.
Which was the one of the bad things about the Duke was when I guess someone was trying to visit him with papers, and the doorbell rings, and then he scampers away. I don't know if you remember that, Joey, but yeah, like I guess someone was trying to serve him something. I don't know what it was, but you hear the doorbell and "Mom, don't answer that. Don't answer that, Mom."
I did that weeks ago. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, and so you go from big tough guy to running from a process server. That's not a good look for the Duke. I think he thought maybe someone told him that if you avoid process,
you're a lawyer. He commits 30 felonies a day in his streams. You know what he does. He does
Joey, but my problem was, Joey, my big mouth. I said on one of my shows that when we went down to Florida, this is the crux of his case. I went down to Florida, and he said this yesterday, and my kids said, "Dad, we want to go to Cape Coral as opposed to going to Disney or Universal." So then I let my 9-year-old drive us to Cape Coral, and I wanted to do a show from John's house, and I couldn't get the code to get into his house.
The box had a little box code on the door.
Yeah, so all of that's real, right, Joey? So like, if you went to the police and said that, well, they say, "Hey, dummy, do you have any proof?" Yeah. "Oh yeah, there's a picture of Vince with a Coors can that's in front of my house." Well, isn't that the same picture that he just took from his pool? And maybe it's Photoshop, dummy. Because Joey, the critical element to trespass is you actually have to be on the property. There's no other way you can trespass unless you're actually there, right? So now I was so stupid because I admitted to it, and in fact I had video of John's cat driving down there. All that's real, right? So like, right. If you go to the cops and say, "Hey, look, there's the cat driving. He must have a video in my car. This is what he's making these allegations." Now I have to deal with it. But this is what I'm dealing with, and I don't want to mention any more about that, but that's sort of what I'm dealing with. I should have never opened my mouth about the cat and my 9-year-old driving me to Cape Coral. It was my fault. Vince,
you got to admit one thing. You're one of the top trolls in the Dabbleverse. You're the king troll.
Fair enough, but Joey, I will never harm anybody. See,
no, I didn't say that. You got a tendency to get under. How many times did Casey want to strangle you? You get under people's skin. A million.
And the funny thing is, Casey and I are legitimate close friends.
I believe that.
Shit we like all day we're talking. I mean, because we love mixed martial arts, but I mean all day. But Casey and I were. I mean, Casey wanted to kill me. Casey didn't understand the joke. Like I was just joking.
And he's the one guy that will kill you because he's he's that strong.
100 again. Like people that don't have to tell you they can kill you are the ones that won't have to say, I'm strong. I'm going to the gym. Casey can. When someone's barking a big bark, they don't have a bite, right? If they tell you how strong they are.
He's about 6 foot.
The height has nothing to do with fighting. He's physically
fit. He knows martial arts. He knows wrestling, boxing. Casey's a badass pajama. I'll tell you that right now. You don't mess with Casey Armstrong. He's my favorite guy. I love him to death.
Casey Armstrong was a Suffolk County champion in wrestling. To do that, there's only obviously one in each weight class. Right. Even to this day, 20 years later, I know you have to respect those guys. I mean, I was ranked 6 maybe. He was the number one guy for years. His dad was a coach. I actually went to his dad's wrestling camp. He did not.
Is that
believe
true?
it.
You really did, or were you just pissing
Yeah,
him
for
off
2
when he-
years. I mean, no, for 2 years, it was random. I didn't know that it was Casey's dad at the time.
Right,
but yeah, I
time,
went.
time.
East Stroudsburg University had a wrestling camp, and I was there for 2 summers. You know, so it's like. But once I saw that Casey was mad about it, of course I had to push it even further. You know, like maybe his dad didn't make him, you know, shine the mats and say, "Go get your shine box" to Casey. Like maybe those stories are fake, but I was there, but I mean, Casey and I got over it. Casey finally realized the joke, which a lot of people don't. Big Kahuna, when you hear the silence, that's where we need you to come in.
Now, Vince, let me ask you something. You grew up all your life in New York? All your life?
On Long Island. My parents separated. They got divorced, Joey, like when I was later in life. So my mom, I have a mom that's Jamaican. I have brothers, and sisters now. They live in Long Island. Basically, the only black person in Long Island is
Speaking of black people, why don't you tell the story to everybody how you called me up and wanted me to go to where you wanted to rent Carl's house for me to go throw a party. Tell everybody what you wanted me to do.
Well, originally when Carl and I were feuding, I don't know if it was a real feud or not, but
He's trying
Carl's
to pimp out your rub and tug business.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know you were into that. Otherwise, we could have made good money.
You could have had a cut.
Carl's house was on Vrbo or Airbnb for like, it was only like $100 a night, and you could do it by night. So I wanted Joey to go and rent it, and then we'd have all the did I say we were going to invite all the immigrants there?
You wanted me to take at least 30 black people from outside, all my homeless black people down to his house.
I mean, that would have been fun, and give him an opportunity to stay at a nice place. Carl's place is nice in terms of crap coral, but the funniest thing in this entire Dabbleverse is the fact that Carl and John, who were feuding, now Carl was able to make good money doing this bullshit. They were both independently looking for houses in Florida, and they both chose the same fucking town in the same state, which is absolutely mind-boggling in terms of statistics.
What does that tell you, though? What does that tell you in reality? Come on.
What it tells you is that you are very close to the people that you hate. You're almost like them. Maybe like there's a fine line between love and hate. You only hate the people you really love. And it's crazy as it is, that's what it is. And Carl and John have the same mindset. As much as they want to bash each other, they both independently made a financial decision, a huge financial decision, and ended up 1 block from each other, a mile from each other.
So they're only about a minute or two from
very
another's
very
house?
close, couple blocks from each other. Yeah.
You didn't hear my story?
Well, I knew they were close. I knew they lived both in Cape Coral.
Carl's on the canal. Carl's got a beautiful pool. He's got a way nicer house than John. John lives in just a mediocre block. It's not really bad over there, but it's just a plain neighborhood. But Carl's on the canal, so.
Well, now, Joey,
So
because
once Vince gets that house, he's just going to turn and sell it then, right?
Well, this is what I say. Cape Coral is a beautiful place, Big Kahuna. I don't know what I said in the past, but it is beautiful. I don't want the prices to go down at all there. So on my new segment, my new show, Joey. Yeah, no. Well, now we're going to have spotlight all the nice things of Cape Coral and how great it is there. Because in the past, I was doing how horrible it is, but I don't like that anymore. I want that value to keep going up. I want John Edward to keep making money. I hate people that are saying, stop super chatting John Edward Melendez. I don't want that. I want more money for John as much as possible.
You want more content for Vince. You don't want more money for John. Come on, be real, Vince. Come on. We all want the content from John. You don't want
that too.
Yeah.
But I just want John to have lots and lots of money, Joey.
He don't make lots of money, Vince. I could go back to any stream I had a link in. I could count his super chats. You understand? And he's had some good days, but he averaged about 300 a day. That was it.
That's
and $2
for me.
It's good enough for me, a guy like me. But the lifestyle he claims he is in. Now, I'm not gonna. I know you can't talk much about your lawsuit. Everybody knows it's $12.5 million you're suing him for, correct?
That's the number in the lawsuit. Yeah.
Right. That's the number. And do you believe he's got that $12.5 million? You know him a lot better than most people.
Here's the thing, Joey. This is. Do I believe he has it? No. But what I say to a lot of people, I'm not in any rush to resolve this case. And by the way, when you get a judgment, and I don't have one, I'm saying just generally, if you get a judgment, it lasts for 20 years. You never know. Let's say his parents were multimillionaires.
Right.
Let's say the money could come eventually, right? You got 20 years to wait that out. Now, there's certain things he
What
could try to
happens
do.
after 20 years? The judgment just goes away?
No. You can keep him. You can reinforce him. But basically, the point is
Oh.
that you can redo it. But the beauty of it is you can attach to any type of assets that aren't protected in any way. So, yeah, if he gets money 10 years from now, let's say his mom dies or someone else dies, right? So, yeah, and again, this is not a legal advice to anybody. This is just my hypothetical situation.
Right.
But Joey, yeah, you can wait that shit out. And when you talk poorly about someone's business, then it goes to how much would that business earn over 10 or 20 years. So 12.5 million may be small. Who knows? And it could be big.
I can sue John for defamation because of what he said to me publicly.
It depends, Joey. So there's certain types of defamation.
He asked me, he wanted to know how much to fucking fuck my wife in the ass while she sucked Dan's cock. That's what he had in public.
Wait, fuck your wife? All right, and what was the answer that you said?
I told him, why don't you go fuck your kid in the ass? That was my answer.
Well, he was looking for a price, so no, because it has to be a statement of fact that he knows is false.
Right. Okay.
Right. Like, so you can't just be mad at someone or offended. And I don't like defamation. I hate actually defamation lawsuits. Generally, they suck because people get so easily offended. They don't have the case. But in this situation, Joey, it's very clear what he said, and it's very clear he knew that it was false because he said that, for lack of a better term, I got him fired from his teaching job. And he knew for a fact that he's claiming that he wasn't fired or that eventually he was able to reinstate it. But I had nothing to do with his job at all. Zero.
Right.
I'm
going to say my experience with him, because I was a fan of his going back to where he first came on the Howard Stern show. So that's where I knew. That's the Stuttering John I knew. I was a Cabby fan, which I got to do a lot of podcasts with Cabby before he passed away. I was fortunate. I've been very lucky that the people that I once loved because of Howard Stern, and if you asked me 40 years ago, you're going to be streaming with all the ex-Howard Stern employees, Vince the lawyer, and guys from that era, Cabby, I would have told you were nuts. But Cabby and I, we had a connection like we knew each other our whole life. Cabby was a wonderful guy, man. This guy, he was balls on. And, John, I was a big fan of his because they goofed on him so much in the way he did things. But John, I could just imagine John. He's got his mother so convinced that he's this big star still. And I don't believe she even has one iota an ounce of that he's the most hated guy on YouTube and that they're trying to, people threaten him. I think he goes home and tells his mother, I'm still a star, Ma, still a A-list actor. I'm everything, And she believes it because she turned him in. He's the way he is because of his mother. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm a good person to look and see. His mother babied him and gave him everything he wanted. He was spoiled.
She's got to know somewhat.
No, I don't think so. I think
the fact that he kicks her off after the political thing, she's got to wonder why that is.
I know John pretty good.
Sure, she's listened longer.
John is not going to let his mother know that. He wants to be a star.
I don't think anybody's that stupid.
He's the Duke. He's the GOAT. That's why one day, so I got him one day. He came on that last time he was going to quit because of my show. And he came on my show and he goes, I'm the GOAT. I go, I got 36 views. Where's the fucking GOAT at now? Absolutely. I slammed him right down. You know what I'm saying? I surely played that on the show. And I did. I got him good because he does draw. You put him on his show, you're getting 8,000 to 10,000 viewers if it's done right. Quadfather.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Yeah. Anything his
Without
name's
a doubt,
on.
John is a star, at least in this Dabbleverse. Joey, what's funny was like once on my old channel, when a video would go viral like over 5 million, you realize how small and insignificant the Dabbleverse is in terms of YouTube. And like 5 million is not. But all of a sudden, when one video goes 5 million, you get almost 30,000 subscribers from it. It's crazy, right? So yeah, so like the Vince the Lawyer channel has more subscribers than Shuli, Carl, John combined, right? And that's why I was able to sell it because it had that power. So now is the point of John is the star of this Dabbleverse. I cannot watch the other shows. Joey, if you had a choice to watch Uncle Rico or John Ever Melendez live, which would you choose?
I would go with Uncle Rico.
Yeah, because they cover his show.
So much. Let me tell you something. Shuli, people bounce on Shuli. He's not a funny guy. He's not a comic. Maybe that might be true. I don't know. I've never seen his stand. I don't know anybody's stand-up because I'm not a fan of any comic. I'm not.
It's mediocre at best.
But the team he put together, and the way they put together the shows, and the way the package are put together, and the way Shuli imitates and how he does it. The best part I like about Shuli is when John's screaming at him when they're playing John, and John's going, "Deuce player," and he's yelling, and Shuli goes, "Oh, what's the matter, buddy? You need me to come over and hold your hand? You come on, give me a call. You want to go to lunch?" How he fucking drives John nuts. He's a master at what he does. And all four of them together, Uncle Rico's show, the BS show is the best. I don't care what anybody says. That's going to go down, in my book, the greatest show on the internet at one time, the BS show. But the formula of them guys going, maybe individually they struggle, because I've been on the stream with Shuli when Bob took off, Mike took off, it was just me and Shuli. He bring me in, and he was, it was nighttime late. And Shuli, he's good. But the timing, how that, when they went on my show, my anniversary show, it was Zenhauser, Bob, I made sure they all came together. That 10 minutes they were on, they were rolling. I mean, they naturally. John, I'm not saying, John has a knack for a lot of things. I learned a lot from John. My time with John was good for me. I'll always cherish it because I was a fan of his. But John is an asshole. You understand? And he knows that. He's a jerk off. And I don't mean like jerk off like Mario or those guys. John's a jerk off. He's the stuttering chicken in my book. You know what? And he's got a mouth on him. And I don't know. And John thinks he's invincible, that he could beat everybody up. And he's not a tough guy. I promise you that. He's not.
Yeah, well, no one's talking about physical fighting at this age.
He is. He is.
Again, have you ever seen it though? I mean, he's very tiny. You would feel bad.
I know
like
that.
very tiny. Although I'll say this.
You're tiny, bitch. You're 5 foot. What, 4'9", 5 foot?
Yeah. I'll say this. He looks great. I mean, for some reason, that motherfucker goes to the gym like 4 times. He loses 30 pounds. You have to say his biceps look amazing. As much as he's trying to ruin my life, the goddamn motherfucking guy looks great. And he did a great interview yesterday.
Does he got a little sugar in his tank, though? I mean, be honest.
He once told me that he takes that testosterone replacement, and Casey takes it too. I don't know what it's about. I don't know if that affects. Yes. But I mean, I figure if you're taking testosterone, it does have an artificial.
You have to know what everybody's cock size is. He asks that a lot to a lot of men. John does. I think he's obsessed with cocks.
Well, all men are.
I'm not. Are you? All men are obsessed with cocks.
Well, size. It goes back a long, long way. Why do you think you were fighting with your mom?
No. Why I was fighting with my mom?
Yeah.
No, because I reminded her of my father. That's why I was spitting image of my father.
The whole Oedipus thing, right? So it's like we all are human apes. We all have basically the same thought process. Big Kahuna, what is that? Oh, a dog.
That's the one he found.
A little puppy I found on Saturday, just about dead in our backyard.
Let me finish this. Flex 316 get the 5 catalog membership. Thank you, Flex, my man. Mason in Portland, aka Portland Shane Gillis, $2. VTL, good to see you back. Never thought I'd say that. Thank you. Vince, I've always said that you were a professional, and I will always say that about you when you did your show. You did a hell of a podcast. You're professional, knowledgeable. You did it. You're crazy fuck. I'll tell you right now. The way you troll, I enjoy it because you do it in a way that you're not malicious, But you do it a lot where you try to get a lot of laughs out of it. And I don't know if John is the smartest guy in the Dabbleverse or the dumbest guy. I still can't decide yet because either he knows what he's doing every day and he plans that, or he's the dumbest guy in the world. See, that's one thing I'll give him.
That answer.
I'll give him that because I've worked with him and I've talked to him privately 7-8 times a day. I'm telling you, I know he does a lot of stupid stuff, but I'm telling you, he ain't got me 100% convinced he's that dumb. I'm telling you, he might be having this where this is all planned for him. I'm telling you, he's that.
That's
he
plans.
You know what I'm saying?
Say that. I know what you're saying. The beauty of his show is he knows that he is the smartest guy, whether or not he is or isn't. He knows that he is.
Yeah. Well,
so if you ask him, he would say, "I am."
Yes.
No, he'll tell you that, but he believes that. He's not bullshitting when he believes that he's the smartest guy in the Dabbleverse.
That's the only thing I'm hung up on, Vince, that I can't say 100% that I think he's 100% dummy. Now, I think he's an idiot. I think he's a jerk off. I think he's got a mouth on him. I think he thinks he knows everything. He bosses you around. He wants you to worship him. Fuck all that. He can kiss my ass. I will never worship any other man in my life. But that one thing I can't say, I won't lie, that it bothers me that is this guy that good that he can pull this off every day to fool people, or is he really that dumb? That's where
Joe,
I'm
when you appreciate the personality disorder of narcissistic personality disorder,
Right.
once you understand and appreciate. Now, John's not a narcissist,
John's
but
not a
once you appreciate
It
that,
was a barbecue restaurant.
everything makes sense. But until you get there, you'll make the mistake of going against a narcissist, criticizing a narcissist. They will cut you out of their life the second they feel slighted. Even my buddy Clay there. It doesn't matter who it is, unless you're a supply to him. A supply meaning that you agree with everything he says, he will cut you out of the life. Now, the beauty of a narcissist is they know that they're not narcissists. Everyone sees it. Their actions are pervasive. Pervasive means that it's every part of their life and they will never stop. No matter what, to the day he dies, he will be that. Now, generally, Joey, narcissists actually are better looking than most people because when they go to bed at night, they don't have the stress. Every problem in their life is someone else's fault. They are the victim if there's a problem. So when you go to sleep and you had a fight with someone or you feel bad you did something, they don't have that stress in their life. They're very insecure, but they don't have the stress of ever being wrong.
Sociopath, Vince. If you go to bed and you hurt somebody all day long, sociopath. Those are the guys that go to bed. They don't think about what they did.
It's a little bit different because I've studied both. Being both. So I've seen the difference, and it's close. But yeah, John's not a sociopath, but he is definitely not a narcissist.
Yeah, Vince, we asked everybody on the show, if a gay monkey was on your back, would you leave it there or beat him off?
Good one. I would leave a gay monkey on my back. What do I care? Is there such a thing as a gay monkey for real?
This is a question that is asked by a certain individual that does our shows with my wife at night. He's a guest, and he's on a lot of shows, Scott Fitzpatrick, and he asks everybody he comes in contact with. And I know he would want me to ask you that, because I think he mentioned that. I'd like to ask Vince Lawyer that question. And we got you trapped here. And you say you leave him on the back. I'm going to make sure.
Yeah, I get the hacky beating him off part, but again, I said leave him on my back.
And the other one is, if you could be John's full-time sidekick as a podcaster, would you blow him?
No. I wouldn't want to be John's full sidekick. I want to kick him in his side.
That was me trolling you, Vince.
By the way, when John mentioned that he was Howard Stern's sidekick, I believe is because he told that to the producers of I'm a Celebrity. Robin said, "We want to kick you in your side." You're not a sidekick.
I've got to go deal with this little guy. I'll be right back.
Throw the little guy in the bushes. You know what white people do, Joey, around me?
I heard that.
Only white people.
That just happened to this dog the other day. It's not even funny.
They say, I rescued a dog. Now, I look at the dog. It's a purebred fucking poodle. Oh, nice dog. Oh, we rescued him. I've never heard a black person in their life say they rescued the pit bull, whatever other dogs that they have to get. But white people love telling you they rescued a dog. And they're all purebreds. But for some reason in their psyche, I never figured out why they do that. But apparently Big Kahuna actually did rescue that dog.
Yeah. He did rescue it. He's got a highway. I don't know if it was by his home or his cabin. I think it was his cabin. His wife found it in the middle of the highway, and he's pretty sure that it was someone just went by. He's like 6 weeks old and just tossed it out because it's got a little brain damage there. It's got some damage on the head part here, and they're big supporters of animals, so they scooped it up and they've been taking care of it, and they brought it to the vet, and they're waiting on some tests. They might have to do an MRI and might have that brain surgery. But he said,
"What does your ex-wife look like?"
I don't like to do that because I don't do that to my wife.
No, just approximately.
I put it this way. I've never had a girl that wasn't good looking. I put it that way. All right. So
you sound just like a father I once knew.
Yeah. Well, I don't talk about that because that's disrespectful to my wife. Well,
I mean, in terms of your ex-wife, she still lives near you, right?
Well, she lives in Florida. Yeah.
Okay.
She lives 2 counties over. Yeah.
Lee County.
No, I live in Hillsborough, and she lives in Pasco County. That's where my son. My son.
Whoa, Pasco! It's funny because we like.
That's where Melton was raised at, Pasco County.
Oh, he was? Because I've never seen a trashier county than Pasco County in my life.
It's the number one county for the most addicts that died in Florida.
Yeah, because when we watch PD Live or whatever the show that.
Yeah, they used to have Pasco share.
Whenever they would go, all right, let's go out to Pasco County. You knew it was going to be a white person in the trashiest situation ever. I love Pasco County.
Yeah, so
I've never been there.
But the best looking woman I've ever had, Vince, by far, is my wife here. I mean, just.
Besides her, who would then be the next best?
But I don't talk about that. That'd be disrespectful. I've had a lot of good.
This is where I say, guys,
I don't talk to Vince. It's disrespect to her.
It's a question. It's not. It's about being honest.
No, I'm not. I am honest.
I
don't.
Besides her,
I've just told you. I never really had anybody that was not good looking, but I don't talk.
But one of them has to be the best.
My wife's the best. My wife now.
Oh my God, this is where I will have an issue with you, because I'm saying, we know besides your wife, you've hooked up with other women. She understands that, and we're asking you.
You talk about I hooked up. Yeah, she don't. I wasn't a virgin, and she wasn't a virgin when we got married.
Right. So, out of all the other people besides her, who is the best looking ever? You know who it is. Everyone's got that in their mental spank bank.
I got a rule that I live by, Vince. That woman right there next to me that's sitting over in the kitchen right now, I worship the ground she walks on. I just won't do it. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Forget it, man.
Vince, let me ask you something. You knew Howard Stern personally?
Not personally.
You never met Howard?
I've met Howard, but not like, I wouldn't say like I know him.
You were one of his boys. You didn't hang out with him. He knew who you were, though. He knew who you were. He used to put Vince.
I mean, I would say remotely because of High Pitch and all the shit that we did for them.
You still dealing with High Pitch? He's still your boy?
Yeah.
How come you didn't bring him with you this morning?
Well, there's nowhere to bring him. You want to try and call him? I'll text you his number. You call him.
I got his number, but he lied. Remember?
Oh, I sent it to you, right?
I had it. And then he said, "Remember how nice he was?" He said, "I like Joey C." And I was gonna beat up John for him, and I told him he could sleep on my couch. And you said, "Be nice to Joey. He's a good guy." I call him, and he fucking told me to call the cops on me, Vince.
But again, unless you accept their behavior, you're not gonna be able to stay around them. I mean, like, High Pitch is who he is. What does the number start with that you have?
I mean, he used to change numbers like shoes.
I know he does. He changed them a lot.
I don't know, but this one I think he's had the longest. Let me see.
Well,
Let me see. Let me get my right Rolodex here. Hang on, Vince. I'll find it. Now, the last time I did try to call, it was him because I'm fucking blocking you. Fuck you, Joey C. You know. So.
I sent you another number. Just try and call it.
Let me see. Get my contact here. Right. So I'll give you the first three.
Well, I have 646.
That's what I got. 646.
But that could be anyone's number.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah. Just hit call it and hit speaker. Let's see if he picks up.
All right. Let me see. He knows it's me. He's gonna start cussing and calling the cop. Here he is. Right. No. Because he's a jerk off. You know how he was. You know he is a fucking jerk off. He's a jerk off. He fucking got mad at me and her because he called us one day and we didn't respond in 20 minutes. He goes, "You're fucking blocked everywhere. I'm blocking you."
Again, if you are reacting to High Pitch or John or any other narcissist, then it's your fault.
I don't react to I used to. I don't react to nobody.
Well, you just said you did.
When I was talking and trying to make a communication. And when I first came into Davenport, I was easy to. You could take that, just say one little thing to me, and get me fired up, and I was gotten my feelings really bad. Nothing bothers me no more. You know, you're like John. Nothing bothers you. No, nothing. I don't let nobody get on my skin no more. You gotta understand, I was trolled hard, Vince, hard for 9 months. You calling him?
Yeah, see if
he'll answer your phone.
I don't even know if this is. He has so many fucking numbers. I have literally 12 numbers for him in my phone.
I remember in 1 year he changed like 16 times in 1 year. He does. He changed a lot of.
Yeah, no, because I used to have to pay for all this.
Of course, I know you paid less. That's got to be him.
Well, Joey, this is the thing. There's fun trolling, and then there are the criminals. I mean, when High Pitch and I were doing our show, the way it ended was he hooked up with this guy who was a fucking criminal. I mean, after 2 weeks, the guy was into all of my accounts because I was doing it for High Pitch. Right. He eventually started he put my picture with my whole family and my social security numbers. It was up on Periscope, which was I don't know if it's for a month. I couldn't even get it down. This is like when Twitter owned Periscope, and it took about a month. The guy's doing 9 years in prison right now. That's the only other person I ever sued for this type of defamation type situation.
What was the criminal charges? You got it for theft of services?
It wasn't just me. You know how it is, Jerry. I say this a lot of times, and maybe you can actually verify this. In life, either you commit one crime or you commit 100. So someone's either a one-time criminal or they do it all the time. Their whole life is just criminal activity. That's what I've experienced. This guy was, like there's not one person around here that say I never committed a crime, even if you sped or something stupid, right? But either you learn from your lesson.
Some guys go to prison the first time and they go and get the bad experience. They get raped. They get whatever they get. They never break a law again. They come out and they don't do it. But you got career guys that, and guys.
Where you at, big boy?
That's what they do. Get your ass down here.
Joey wanted to say hi, Catalano.
What?
Joey
What's
Catalano. Up? He can't hear you. Joey wanted to say hi.
Tell me on my show.
No, that's only send me money.
Oh, how much do you need?
200.
All right, Joey, send him 200 and he'll come on the show now.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You send it for me, Vince, and he can come on. He told me he when we did John's show that I was his boy. I gave him my couch. I told him he could come over to my house.
Check the link and come on.
Come on for a minute, Eric.
Try to send me the money first.
You'll get the money. Just come on.
Vince is paying it. Vince is paying you.
Send me the money first.
What do you look like?
If you're
I'm
gonna
rich.
be annoying, then you won't get the money.
Yeah. You send him the money. I don't got no money to send him. So don't lock me into that deal.
Don't send
What
him
is that
my
noise,
money.
Eric?
I'm not sending him money.
Send me the other money first.
Wait, you what?
Just send me the money
See,
first.
you know what Eric said? That's my other phone. You gotta love Eric.
You
What
do.
all right.
Tell Eric to
what's-
send us $200 first to make sure we get the right account. Then
I'll bring Wendy. Wendy will come on for free, and she's just as popular as him.
Eric, just come on, and then we'll deal with the money after.
No.
If I say I'm gonna send it, I'll send it. All right. We don't have time to send you money now. We're sending you the link. Check your email.
Cut him loose.
So
Cut him.
annoying.
I'll bring.
By the way, did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard him.
You call one phone, and he has another phone ringing in the back.
He's so angry all the time.
That's like Joey. Fucking
No,
Joey's got
it's-
5 phones.
But the thing is, he hasn't worked in at least.
But let me ask you, something. He's a big guy. He's a pretty big guy, right? High pitch.
Yeah.
He's like really strong, right? He's like a country bumpkin strong, ain't he? If he grabbed a hold of somebody, I could tell he's a pretty strong guy.
Does he have a mild mental retard strength? I would
Right,
say.
that's what I mean. Yes.
I don't know. You know what's weird, Joey? As much as he threatens like to kill my kids and everyone, he's never been physical with me except for that one time when I dropped him off at the car
That's
because
right,
we
I
were both
remember that.
frustrated. It was like I don't blame him for being mad there because it just was a shitty situation that we were in. But
Have you
I mean,
seen
he-
him since that time?
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we did.
That was the last time that I saw him and you together.
well, I mean, because he's living in Brooklyn now and he has issues with his neighbors. And in fact, I'm representing him in a car accident case that he has.
He's still
he got-
driving?
Does he still got his truck, or is that totaled out? He bought one. He
No.
wrecked one and got another one. Because he made like $500,000 one year in that cameo, right?
Joey, when I looked at that, and I think at the time I maybe had like $10 in one of my accounts, I look over, Eric has $310,000. $310,000 in cash in his fucking account. This is now he's made more.
That was from Cameo, right?
Yeah,
He's
but
still pretty big on there.
but doesn't that drive you? I don't know. Have you guys always had that kind of money in your accounts?
Oh, yeah.
He never did. That had to be the first time for him.
Sorry, I
That'd
mean, it was just pure cash. It wasn't investment. This is just sitting there. Now he's and the
And then
funny
he's
thing was,
asking for $200.
no, he was asking me to buy him beer, and I said, "All right, I'll buy you a beer." We're at the Yankee game. If,
Vince,
we-
I just
If
wanna
you
get a
show me.
blowjob. That's all. Could you get me to get that girl to give me a blowjob, Vince? I just want to.
no, he never asked for anything sexual. Again, I have learned a lot about empathy and patience with Eric. Now, sometimes he'll piss you off, but you have to appreciate people for what they went through. Now, John Melendez, Ralph beat him 3 times. Now, Joey, as an Italian, I would say being beat only 3 times is a luxury, right?
Now, Cabby says that Ralph blew him a couple times. Cabby said on stream that Ralph gave him a couple blowjobs at parties.
I don't think that would be true. What's up, big boy?
Yeah, well, why would Cabby lie about that?
And I want the money first.
Oh, Joey, send them which email?
Yeah, you know my email.
All right, yeah. All right, hold on. Yeah, send it to him.
Vince, you're paying him because we're not that type of show, Vince. I don't make that kind of money. So
Don't
I
worry about
promise
the
you,
money.
he'll be fucking pissed. But if I give him a good shout match, I promise you that.
Hold on.
You know who I pissed off at the Howard Stern show that hated me? We talked a lot, but then I made an enemy out of him. He screwed me ever getting back on the Howard Stern show. Ronnie Munn. He called the fucking New York police on me.
Oh, really? Why? Because I have a story about Ronnie too.
Oh, I used to always prank call him in the car when he pick up Howard about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I just would just yell or say something. He'd laugh his ass off, and then I start talking to him on Twitter, and we got in a shouting match because he lied to me about something. And I go, well, I'll tell you what, you're that pissed off. I'll send you my phone number. I'll send you my real phone number, my legit phone number, and we can talk about it. I sent his cell phone. He didn't know I had a cell phone, and I sent Stephanie's cell phone. He fucking went to him privately, not on I didn't put it out in Twitter. I sent it to him privately. He goes, that ain't cool, dude. He blocked me. And then every time I called in the Howard Stern show, the phone guys would put me in the queue and leave me there from 7 in the morning to 11. One time Howard goes, Joe, you're on the air. And they go, no, don't let that guy in. He goes, oh, they're telling me I can't let you back on. And I never got back on. So he has the New York police call me. Detective goes, looking for Joseph Catalano, detective so-and-so from, whatever district. Oh, yeah, that's him. You know Ronald Munn? I go, yeah. He goes, well, we got a complaint here, and I want to let you be here clear. It's a felony. We can come get you, lock you up, put you in prison. Deadpool, I love it.
Deadpool, nice.
Deadpool coming across with a $99 super stick. I love you, brother. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, God
Big
bless
Kahuna,
you.
what percentage did we get? 30%?
Oh, I think you got to get at
Thank
least
you,
a
Deadpool.
quarter.
All
So
right,
here's-
we're
here's how this-
making money, baby.
But
Wait,
call me
hold on. I sent you the emails for High Pitch. Can you just forward the links to them? And
Oh, you sent it already to my email?
yeah, so I don't think you had his. Send him the link. Actually,
I didn't have High Pitch's email, but I only got his phone number. So how did you
I
do this?
think I forwarded him to you then. Hold on, let me see.
Let me see.
Sorry
get
for
nothing-
doing
Wait,
this. man.
Dabler was timed out.
Why? Who
Oh,
timed him up?
oh, it's only for a few seconds.
Okay, they probably
Wow.
just calming him down. I don't see nothing
Yeah.
from me, Vince.
Yeah.
Hold on, Joey.
Don't go hard on Clay. He's okay.
I love Clay to death. You know what?
I love Clay. I love Clay. There's something about him that makes me happy, and it's just maybe because
Well,
it's got
that's
the
bad.
British accent. Yeah, and the
babe.
fact that.
Hey, Heather. My daughter's called from prison, and
Oh, let's hear.
Oh, I think they're just fucking
she's
around.
deaf. She don't speak it
Yeah.
through relay operator. She don't speak
That's
for
okay.
here. All right, send me this and I get forward to him. Just send the link to him. You got the link?
Yeah, Joey, you're smarter than me. Actually, I forward. If he comes in, he comes in. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
Okay, I just got something from you now. Okay, now you want me to put the link in here and forward it to him? I don't see his. Where's his?
I guess.
You sent the link to me. You sent it back to me, Vin.
I put both of you. I put everyone in there. If you just reply
I
all,
don't see. I
probably.
don't see him in here.
It's
I
copied.
don't see him in here. I just see you sent it back to me. I don't see him in
Alright.
here.
Well,
oh yeah,
I
I
sent it
do.
to him.
I pictures there. Yeah, I see him. Right, you did it right. Okay. You did it right. Good job. Now let me finish. So the cop goes, I could really come in lot, but I don't want to do that. He goes, I got a complaint here that you're prank calling and you're harassing. And I said, oh yeah. I go, that was I go detective. I just got in. I got to take a quick shower. I got to get ready. I'll call you right back on my way out the door. He goes, you promise to call back. You got to call back. I don't want to. You don't cause you a problem. We have to come to the door. Send the Florida police to pick you up. I go, I'll call you. So I wait 10 minutes. I set up my equipment and I go on the air live. So I call up the station. And I go, can I speak to Detective so-and-so? He goes, I go, Mr. Cat. I go, you're a man of your word. So he's getting all this. I go, but first, before you get into this, I want you to tell my fans why I can't troll Howard Stern, Ronnie Munn, just like they troll and make prank phone calls. I'm a radio show. I was on Block Talk Radio. He goes, well, they didn't tell us that. I go, so they only could do it? It doesn't apply to me? Are you prejudiced for small guys? I said, so you tell my fans on live. Click. Never heard from the guy again. He was gone. That's how I handle that situation.
Big Kahuna, the laws in New York are very weird. So when you hear someone punches someone, you would think that's assault, a battery, and there is a distinction in the law. New York is very weird. When you punch someone, it's only called quote-unquote harassment.
Here he is. Here he is.
Speaking of harassment, put that video on, big boy. Otherwise, you get nothing.
Hello, Eric. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing
How's it going, Eric?
Glad you made it, buddy. Good to hear your voice.
What have you been up to?
Listen, Vinny never sends me money when I need it.
Why?
How do you need money with
Vince,
a bank
we
account
talked
at
about
a
this before.
$500,000?
He does a lot of stuff for you. I told you this before. You got to send him money when he needs it. We discussed this on John's channel. I'm very much on his side with this, Vince. He ain't going to bother you unless you need it, right, Eric? He's supposed to send it, right?
Well, Joey, you should send me the money.
I'm not rich. I'm a poor guy. I live in the hood. I got bums sleeping outside.
So why
If Joey sends you 200,
said he was
Eric,
gonna
can
bring
you
you on to
send
pay
me
you.
5?
So why am I doing the show for?
Because Vince said he was going to bring you on to pay you, Eric.
Because we love you, Eric.
And I thought we were buddies. I was going to beat John up for you when you did the show.
But he's got to put the he's getting no money if you put that video on.
You know? Which video?
No, his. I don't have people come in with just audio.
Oh, yeah. High Pitch is a legend. I've been his fan since the first time I ever saw him on Howard first. Third.
Me too. Kick him
Because
off.
every time Vinny says, well, Vinny, you need to send me money for this.
Yeah, Vince, come on.
Not if there's no video, Eric. I ain't sending shit.
He wants to see you. He said,
Hit the video button.
There he is. Oh,
There we go.
That is worth it. See,
Right
smoking
there.
a cigar, not working, 2 big phones.
I love it. I love it.
Are you still on Cameo, Eric?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't need no fucking money.
Yes, I do.
You don't need any money.
Everybody needs money, Kahuna. Don't be selling him down. Maybe you should send him some money, Kahuna.
He doesn't need it. He's got $500,000 in the bank.
Oh,
Well, he spent all that.
Stop.
Well, most
Vinny,
of it.
come on. Why can't you send me the money?
I said I will. Just make sure that camera's good. Where are you, Eric?
Look at that house he's living in. Holy shit.
You have outside space?
Yes.
Son of a bitch. I would do anything for some outside space.
Vince, why?
Fresh,
you told me
fresh
you were rich.
New
You're
York
supposed to be
air.
rich.
Jesus.
Yeah, but
got a lot of money.
but Joey, I don't have any outside space.
Yes, you do. You live at
besides the big
you live at 90 William Street. You have a nice.
Wow.
Jeez.
But I don't get to smoke a cigar outside at 11 a.m.
I love stogies.
But
That's
see-
a good one.
But doesn't this
It's
make you
original.
happy? Like the way that Eric can just hang out, smoke a big cigar.
He's high pitched.
Makes me happy.
A legend. He's a legend, Vince.
He's a big shot.
Jesus, he's one of the
Literally.
top backpackers in the last 30 years of his life.
Oh, here's a good question. Who's a bigger whack pack? Better whack pack, not bigger. Shuley or high pitch?
whack packer. Come on,
Yeah.
high pitch is. Shuley's not. Shuley wasn't a whack packer.
Shuley was
High
okay whack packer.
The
I
three top, in my opinion, the 3 top whack packers in history: High Pitch Eric, Beetlejuice, and Wendy. My 3
Bull,
top.
no way. I will agree. Not high pitch. Eric the
Who got more
actor.
time than anybody? High pitch. Eric got more time.
I
than
put Eric
anybody.
the actor number 1 because of listenability. Now you could still go back and I can listen to. I'm not saying Eric you're bad, but maybe because I have a connection to Eric. But Eric the actor. Now people love Hank the Angry Dwarf, and I put him up there. But do you put Shuley? But is Shuley better than Wendy as a whack packer?
Shuley's not a whack packer. You're not.
No,
making
when
it
he was
fair.
a whack packer.
She's with us. She's part of our group. She's with us.
I
in
know,
the
but
Bible.
and you know, like the girl that Shuley would interview. Eric, stop. Otherwise, you're not getting anything. Be professional. Put that camera right. The girl that he would do, that underdog lady. I hated that girl. I didn't hate Shuley, but I hated the girl that he would talk. That underdog lady.
Right. I know.
Well, I saw her last month and I interviewed her.
You did.
For what?
Okay.
I saw her at the Mermaid Parade in Brooklyn.
How'd you get there?
Because it was on Coney Island.
Eric, can you move
Yeah,
the
I
camera
didn't know she
properly? I'm
lived in
looking at
New
the
York.
Eric,
sky.
let me ask you a question. Were there any times that when you were in your prime and you were popular and you were doing a lot of shows, were there any other whack packers you didn't get along with? That someone that rubbed you in the wrong way?
Besides
Elephant
Shuley.
Boy. Elephant Boy.
Elephant Boy. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I thought so.
Well, that was another thing.
At
Elephant
one point
Boy.
or another, you had beef with just about everybody, though.
No, not everybody. Elephant Boy.
You
Well,
like
Eric? Do you
Jeff
think?
the Drunk?
Do you,
You long ago with Jeff the Drunk? Did you like him?
Jeff the Drunk you had problems with.
I thought, yeah.
But he has problems with everyone.
Right. And Bobo thinks he's a whack packer. I don't consider him a whack packer.
He's a
no,
whack
Bobo's a
packer.
whack packer.
He's
a
a
whack
wannabe
packer.
whack packer. They just pick on him.
Oh,
No,
fuck that.
there are certain criteria
More
for whack packer.
than half of them.
He's more whack pack than Shuley. A little
And is
bit.
it true that Eric, because you're one of the most popular ones, if they were going to bring in a new whack packer, you guys got to vote, you guys got to prove it, don't you?
Wait, repeat that again.
Do you guys did it get to the point like if Howard wanted to find another whack pecker, didn't you guys have to approve it? Didn't he go to like the top, like you and a couple of you had to vote him in?
Yes.
That's what I said. Yeah, I knew that. See, they had to vote. It was they could veto the guy out. They had majority say of it, which is fair. That's the way it should be.
I don't think that's true. Based on the fact that
I heard that. Not just that's why I asked him the question. I've heard it several times.
There's got to be a different way to do it because they just vote everybody out. They wouldn't want any new blood in there.
I don't know, but I don't care what anybody says. Every time I turn on,
Well, I want to say something to Vinny. And
here comes a money ask. Go ahead.
no, he's been a big failure. The other day there was a 1:00 Yankee game on Monday, and he loves 1:00 Yankee games.
During the
Does he have the balls to call me? No, he doesn't
I
call me
wasn't
anymore.
here. I wasn't here, Eric, but I do want to go to a game.
Well, you don't
Now,
call
Eric,
me anymore.
you should do. That's wrong, Vince. You told. He lied to me then. I said you still taking care of Eric. He's your boy, of course. And then you're not even taking the Yankee games. You know he likes the Yankees.
Yeah, I'm
Vince
gonna
has
go.
been traveling a lot though.
Yeah, I've been hunting somebody down. Hold on one second. I'm gonna post that I'm live here on your show.
Eric, were you invited to DabbleCon too? But did any of the like Shuli and them? Are they bringing you to DabbleCon too?
I think I'm gonna go.
Good. I'm gonna be
Oh,
there.
that'd be sweet. I
I'm
would
not-
love to meet
What
you.
the fuck?
Eric.
Everyone's
You know,
invited but me.
Vince, my whole
Eric.
channel's going.
Eric, invite Vince.
I'm bringing Spider, the kid you like, the kid that don't talk. I'm bringing him.
Well, why can't you send me money right now if I give you my PayPal?
Who, me?
Yes.
Wait, Big
live
Kahuna
on a-
had
I
it.
live on my disability. I don't got money. I just got monetized. I get sometimes $5 a day. I don't make no money. I've been
How does
retired.
everyone get disability?
I
'Cause
work
Eric
for
has
it.
it
I pay
too.
my disability. I got
So what do you want disability for?
I need a
Don't talk
disability.
about my personal problems.
Yeah, don't do that.
Problems? What problem? You wake up at the end of the month and you get a check. That seems like a good thing to do.
Would Vince give you a place to live? Is he that type of friend? Will he help you
No.
out?
No.
Oh my God, man! If he needed a place, I'd give him my apartment. I would let him stay here.
Well, I'll say this, that when Eric's mom died, Eric was living at his mom's house, and his sister had her husband go over and kick Eric out. And this is one of the biggest mistakes I made as a lawyer at the time. I don't know if Eric was talking to me or not, but he should have just remained at his mom's apartment, and really he would have been able to live there. Now, Joey, when that happened, Eric took his dog and all his possessions and moved into the Amtrak waiting station in Penn Station.
I remember.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
and that was
but-
a tough time.
But my brother-in-law said if I didn't leave my mom's house, he would call the police.
I remember you. I remember the day
Joey,
you
how
said that.
stupid though! Like the police can't do shit. It's a dispute between a landlord, tenant, owner.
Right. You're right.
Right,
It's like-
they couldn't do
it's
anything.
Illegal. It's illegal. Right. The police can't do nothing.
I
They can't arrest
know.
you.
No,
The
but
civil.
my brother-in-law said he would call the police for me breaking in. But
Oh,
I had the
Trespassing you.
I
You
had
want to
perm-
trespass?
the super gave me the keys for my mom's apartment.
Yeah, and he had every right to be there. He had a right to be there. It wasn't like it was a random place. But the weird thing about Eric is he'll threaten to kill me. He'll threaten to tie up my son at his school and then set him on fire. But whenever we're out, if he could potentially get in any type of trouble with the cops, he's very, very nice, including like the stadium security. He's very scared of that.
But I heard the
Eric, you
cops.
never
love him.
said that stuff about Vince's kids, did you?
Nah.
I heard all the cops in New York love this guy. He knows they love him.
Oh,
When he
oh,
sees
they
guys
do.
like that, they love him.
Let him answer.
When Vinny fucked with me in the past, yes, I did.
Why would you threaten his kids? His kids never did anything to you.
Because when he had me kicked out of my apartment in the Bronx, he had people call the police when they had that camera. He had food delivered to me, and that's what got me in trouble.
Yeah, well, you know what he did to me the other night? He sent me a bunch of food and he sent me a pizza that had a lot of hot peppers in it, and I was in the bathroom for a week. That's the bone
Joey,
I had to put with him.
I didn't do that. That must have been Rocco
I
was
like
texting me
pizza.
saying Rocco was texting me saying that he's gonna send you a pizza pie. I had sent you pizza, just plain cheese, and then
Mm-hmm.
with the McDonald's, and then you got another delivery pizza.
No,
But what
really?
Eric's referring, Eric's insistent that I somehow got him kicked out of his flop house that he was living
Yeah,
in.
you did.
All right, I didn't. I would never
Just
do
because
that.
you're
But
getting food delivered?
that wasn't the
Yeah, 'cause
reason.
He had people do it.
What was the reason?
I would never do that. But here's the real issue. When Eric then hooked up with that felon that I was telling you about, who's getting out of prison, Eric, pretty soon, Eric moved from a flop house to a beautiful 2-bedroom apartment on the water. Now forget about outdoor. On the water, Eric was living, and he's still complaining for free.
He's on the water right now?
No, he was.
Oh.
Now he's
What
in a
year
much
was
better
it?
spot.
2019 or 20 when you bought your first that big truck, that brand new black truck. That was 2019 when you bought it.
18.
18. That's right. It was during right at the beginning of the pandemic. You bought the truck. You had the accident, and then you turned around and went and bought another truck, didn't you? We have it in the description. We covered all bases. We're good.
Vinny,
I
I'll
thought
fucking
that.
kill you.
Yeah. Eric, if you're
All
gonna
right.
keep doing that, then you're not getting any money, and then we're kicking you out.
Vince, could you send him half now?
I'm not going to my phone and sending Eric. I told him he'll get the money. He knows he'll get it.
No,
I-
because if I
I'm-
do... if
Send
I
him
do
a
an
$2
appearance-
PayPal in good faith.
No, if I do an appearance, they send me money up front.
What's your average? What do you charge on for the appearance? 200?
You know, Vin, I can't believe Vinny won't do this for me, and he asked me to come on.
Eric, I said I would just after.
No, I don't believe
I'm
you.
not spending
But-
half the show you begging for money.
Has Vince ever lied to you before?
Yes, he has.
Oh, well, there he's got you then.
I guess he's got me.
You don't know anybody at the Yankee Stadium, Vince? You know any of the people that are there that are part of the team? You know Ray Negron?
I don't give a shit about baseball, Joe. When I go there, it's just to taunt the players.
Really?
And just to be on, Brian Phelan works there, and he puts us on camera a lot.
Yeah.
For, who Brian Phelan is? He works at Howard Stern show as a camera
I don't
guy.
know. I don't know him.
Yeah, sometimes he'd make appearances. He's like a bigger Irish dude, but he sees us when he's there. But the last time Eric and I went, Eric and I were supposedly in a big feud, but we were sitting right behind home plate, so everyone saw us together. And then Eric had his friends call in and say, "Eric, we see you there." And then he put his hood over his face, but we were right behind home plate. But they caught him with me, so we had to come out of the closet and say we were talking again.
I saw him he was making an appearance when the Shuley Network had that you were there too. It's videotaping everyone. When they were at that one stand-up comic place in New York, all of them, and they brought Eric up. It was a pretty packed. It was a pretty small little place, but packed. And Eric, they brought him up, and he was like the center of attention. Everybody was, when he made his appearance up there, you were videotaping everything that day. You
Joe,
showed him
you keep getting lower and lower. I was
What are you
talking
talking
to your
about?
forehead before. Now I'm talking to your
Buddy.
fucking hairline.
Listen to me.
Lower your camera.
It is. You know how many streams I've done since yesterday? I'm nonstop the last 24 hours.
Lower
Oh.
your camera.
Oh my God, this guy.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Is that better?
Draw
Not
a pair of
better.
lips on your
I
forehead.
got the same problem that you got with Vince with my coworker. I got this guy. He's always driving me nuts. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, but that's good though.
no, I got a good partner. Chelino. Let's see what he said here. Chelino. Let's see, my man Chelino. How do we do this here? We got to bring it over here.
Eric, you get 20% of all the super chats, so keep a tally here.
No,
Yeah.
Vinny.
Eric should
There you
do
go.
it.
like that. And he said he was exceptionally strong in the way he grabbed him. And I said, you could see that if you mess with him, Vince, I wouldn't want him on my bad side. You're 4'9".
That's why
Eric,
I'm not going. That's why I'm not going anywhere with Vinny anymore.
I mean, I wish I had the money Vince had, because you would be with me everywhere. I take you everywhere, buddy. If I had that kind of money, you know.
I don't have
You're bringing
high-pitch
Vince to
Eric money.
DabbleCon, aren't you, Eric?
Why?
Yeah.
You're bringing Vince along to DabbleCon, aren't you?
No.
Oh, come
Eric
on.
drives, Joey, with the
I know he
seatbelt.
does.
Oh no, not just drive. I didn't finish. With the seatbelt unbuckled and that sound going off, the alarm, for as long as it takes, whether it's 4 hours or 4 minutes.
I've done it. I've done it.
You can
don't
stand that
like
sound for
seatbelt.
4 hours?
I just pull the fuse out for the buzzer. That's all.
Hey,
You
Eric,
can't
why
do
don't you
that
do that
anymore.
then?
You
You
can't.
can't do it anymore.
Well, okay. Well, I don't know.
Why
But
not?
the wire, there's got to be some wire you can take apart.
That
Get that
shit's
power
all
wire.
in the computer now. You can get in the computer and turn it off.
Mamet. That's right, Mamet. That's what the only time I was on Howard Stern. I had 4 minutes. I had 4 minutes and 53 seconds on Howard Stern, and I talked about Mamet because I was. That's the conversation I had with Howard. But then Ronnie Munn blocked me the rest of the time. Because Ronnie
Vinny,
hated me.
there you go, drink a coffee. So why don't you send me the money now?
Well, you're drinking coffee too.
Vince, why do they call you evil? Why does everybody call you the little old evil guy? Why do they do that?
Because I'm evil. Look, I drove
Are you
all the
really
way.
evil?
Maybe you really don't pay.
Vince, you're like retired though. You got this big law firm, but you're never there, right? You don't. You got guys that
I'm here
take care
every
of
day, Joey. Every day I'm here.
You really are there every day? I mean, you actually still work on cases yourself? You go to court yourself still?
Well, sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. You're the boss. You're the hefe. You don't have to, right? Your name's
Well,
on the law firm, right? It's your name.
Yes.
That's
Right,
just
so-
a green screen behind you, though, right?
Is Brittany
Yeah,
still
it's
working on that case for me?
Yes, but don't talk about it on the show, Eric.
Vince, how
I
long
said
have you been
earlier-
a lawyer? How long have you been a lawyer?
20 years, I guess. I graduated in 2001.
Great. That's awesome, man. I heard you were a good lawyer, man. I heard you got some area of expertise that you're really good at.
Well, I
And,
represented Eric in his estate case,
Yeah,
and he did pretty well with it.
that's
When his mom passed away, this is crazy. They had him sign a document. Eric was presented a document which he believed was for his mom's cremation. It was, in fact, a document giving away all his rights to any of her assets. And he didn't know that, but his sister had signed that. So we were able to get
But it was
that
his
overturned.
brother-in-law that was always trying to hurt Eric, right? He didn't like Eric, right? The brother-in-law was always the one to throw him out and stuff like that, wasn't it?
Yeah,
no.
he said the police would have been called for me breaking into the
I
house.
remember the whole era when that happened.
Yeah, I know. I had Steve Langford on my ass every single day. Every time we went to
But my-
court, he was there.
But one of my friends said, "Why are you leaving? You have squatters' rights."
He
It's your
did.
mother.
We
You didn't have
should-
to leave.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't have to leave, but eventually he did, and they sold that property. But the good news is, the proceeds of the sale got into the estate, which Eric got. Would you get
Good.
half of it, right, Eric?
It was his anyhow, legally, right? His sister and him, it belongs to them, right? By law,
In
right?
theory, it depends.
theory,
There's
yeah.
other situations. The whether the will. See, the will eventually cut Eric out of everything.
Wow.
We invalidated
Blood money. I
that.
call it blood money. My mother went through that with her brother. It's blood money. If you're waiting for money from your ancestor, I don't want none of it because it's blood money. People fight over money. I can't stand money. And as fast as I get it, I burn it. I don't like it. I've never respected money. I
Then you
paid my
should
bills.
send me more.
When I used to make it, I spent it like water. I didn't save $1. I'm almost retirement, and I didn't save $1. I don't give a shit.
Say, Vince, I got a quick question on squatters' rights. In New York, how long does a squatter have to be in a place before they can claim squatters' rights? I know
Not
some
necessar-
places it's like 15 years.
Yeah, no. In New York City, it's so pro renter. So I've had cases where we had clients in for 2.5 to 3 years without even paying and going through the court. When you go to the court, then we got to adjourn it, meaning postpone it. And in fact, you may have known someone that I've represented on that similar situation, a few people, and they're so pro renter here. That's why when this happened to Eric, I don't know if I was even consulting him on this part, but he should have never left his mom's spot. There's no way the cops could have done anything to him.
In Florida, if you get mail to any address, you got to evict that person through court. Once you let somebody get mail to their house in Florida, you can't just tell them to leave. They got you by the nuts here. So if you let a friend that's staying over a couple of days and he transfers his mail here, done deal. You got to evict them.
Yeah, I know.
Florida.
But the beautiful thing about Florida is, I don't want to get into it because there's ways to protect your assets in Florida, but I don't want to give anyone any advice.
Florida's
I
the
just
worst
hope-
state in the world, though. I hate the state.
I don't think so. But it is funny how they call Florida the armpit of America. And once John moved there, he started to call Rochester the armpit of America because that was John's mentality. And again, never knowing the fact that him and Carl bought a place in the same exact spot.
John's just mad because Carl makes real money, and John don't make real money no more. That's
But it
Got
is
a
funny.
nice house.
The only reason why he makes money is by making fun of John, and they both ended up in the same town independently.
That is fun.
I get that. That is funny. You're right. That was
It's
a
not funny.
classic.
It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. Now, Big Kahuna, I knew this for 2 weeks because the Muttering J account disclosed John's address. And then someone sent me an email about Carl's address, but I never confronted Carl about. I wanted Carl to tell me. I didn't want to say anything. And then when I finally, I can't. I'm a big Yenta, and I kept that for 2 weeks. And then I posted it on I think Carl said it, and then I posted on Reddit, and that's when Carl and I had our initial fight. But I don't think he's still mad at that anymore.
You know who we need on, Vince? Kleenex. I should send Kleenex the link. You like Kleenex, don't you, Eric?
He's kind of crazy.
Yeah, he is mental crazy, but he's a bitter guy. He puts the link in his chat. I've been on the show. I see Eric with him sometimes but he's just way out there. A Seattle guy. He lives in Seattle, Washington.
So, Vinny, I have to go. I have a telehealth appointment.
Let us stay on for it.
No.
Eric,
Have your
thank you for doing
appointment
this.
on video.
You got my number. Tell me, and I'll make sure he gives you your money.
No, Vinny, why can't you send it to me now?
Eric, we're doing a show. If you want to keep begging for money, then get off and you'll get it after.
I don't believe you. You never do it.
I never send you money?
And you have my number blocked. Why?
Oh.
What?
Oh.
He just called you from your phone, though.
No,
Might
he
be
called
because
me
he
from
punched
his-
him.
I
He called me from his office phone.
Ah, okay. See, he don't tell us everything the right way. He's giving us bits and pieces here, you know.
So, Vinny, why do you have my number blocked?
Probably because you got physical with him.
You know
I
why
just
get
got an
physical
interesting
with him?
text
When he
messages.
says one thing, it's a lie.
Yeah. I got, Eric wouldn't be sitting here making it up. I mean, you probably got to upset him a couple times. I know you did because I know how mad he got at you when we all did John's show together. And he got mad at you.
This is a relationship we have. The only reason why I'm in Eric's life is because I forgive him and I don't get mad when he's mad.
I know.
So why do you have my phone number blocked?
Eric, I don't know if I do or I don't, but either way, when I say I'm going to pay you, I will, and you'll get paid.
Well, then let Big Kahuna pay me right now.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually a better idea.
Kahuna's
You're right.
got zero in the account. Zero.
Can you imagine?
Mine's negative $160.
I just keep getting IOUs from Joey, and they just ain't paying the bills.
Yeah, and Eric turns that phone to me, and I will never forget it. $305,000 in his account.
He earned it.
$305,000.
I heard a higher amount at one time. It was over
No,
400,000.
He was.
That was
the
after.
cameo. He was
This
the most
is
popular guy in
before.
cameo.
He was building up to the 500,000. This was at one point 305,000. Just
How many
sitting there.
people? But how many people when you do these videos? Do a lot of people ask you to do the low pitch, Eric?
Yes.
I've heard you say it a couple times. It's great, but I didn't know if that was a regular thing they asked you. That's
What do you
awesome.
mean low pitch?
You never heard him do his low pitch?
Well, yeah, he heard him. It was when he got pissed at the rental place. His voice got real low, real deep.
When he gets
Did
mad.
anybody watch Biden last night?
Joey's got a
No.
really deep voice when he gets pissed.
What did he say, Eric?
That that he wants people to vote for Kamala Harris.
Is she gonna run in his place?
Yeah, she's gonna run.
Wow.
Well, you have our first Indian Jamaican woman president if she wins. She's half Indian, half Jamaican, which is a weird combination.
Well, Trump is leading the polls right now. But who do you think will, between Trump and Harris? I'm looking forward to seeing that debate.
Oh, that'd be good.
I don't care about the debate, but who do you think is going to win if it's those two?
She's going to get roasted.
Trump's gonna win by a landslide.
You think so?
At this point right
Democrats
now,
don't have anybody.
he's a shoo-in at this point. And they set the precedent already. Just
You're-
like when they
you're-
took him out of office, somewhere down the line, they want him back in office. Biden was put in to block him from getting win and all that stuff. Now they want him in there. Maybe for whatever
But
reason.
here's what I know. A lot of lawyers, cops, judges are Republicans.
Of course.
And Vince is a Republican.
I'm a
No,
registered
he's
Democrat.
a Democrat. Yeah.
You can all look it up. If you want to look it up, go ahead. Just Google New York State registration. Put in my birth date, 8/25/77. Eric tells you where I live, so you can put that in too. You will see I'm
We
a
all know
registered
where you
Democrat. I'm a registered Democrat, but will she win the black female vote because she is half Indian, half Jamaican, and she married a white Jewish corporate lawyer?
She gets female votes. That's where she's going to dominate.
Sounds like she's got all the bases covered.
She's going to get the female vote, but it ain't going to be enough to win the election. That's just the problem. She'll get all the female vote.
You think so?
Oh, she's a female. That'd be the first chance for a female to run the country. Come on, that's a hands easy one there. She gets all the women. She runs.
You would think that a lot of women don't want another woman in power.
We're not ready for a female president. This country is not ready. We're too vulnerable right now. And even though women are more ruthless, they're more ruthless. They'll kill faster than a man.
Now, here's the thing. When they keep talking about the assassination attempt,
right?
Where was Secret Service surrounding that whole area that day when that day happened?
It's a great question.
Don't they search the whole area?
Nah, we'll just do 200 feet or 200 meters, sorry. And we'll just keep it at that. And Eric, that guy was able to fly his drone in the morning over that. Now, my son has a drone, and when you fly it, you have to get permission from the FAA technically, and then you fly it. Yeah, like you could still do it, but yeah, if you're close to an airport, because we're close to JFK, and you're not even allowed to fly a drone in New York City. But how is a drone flying over where a president is going to speak? And
why wouldn't that be closed airspace there?
It's too bad that we didn't that we killed this kid, because he clearly knows all of the ways to get around whatever our system was, because he was able to do it.
Usually, like when a former president is speaking, they have snipers on roofs and stuff. Right. Why didn't they have snipers on the roof at that time?
I don't know. And they were housing the local cops in that building. The reason why that kid took the shots was because another cop boosted one onto the roof. The kid saw the cop coming, and then he started to shoot right after that. I mean, he was on the roof
But a rookie cop climbed up the ladder. Then he climbed back down because he was too scared to shoot.
I heard that he fell, and he's claiming for disability now or something, that he got injured from it. But either way, it's a great question. But I mean, it's past now. We got to figure out who's going to win the next election, Eric.
But now the Secret Service woman resigned as of yesterday.
Yeah, that woman annoyed me, Joey. The Secret Service head was a female. It didn't matter. She was not accepting the accountability for what went wrong. This was the biggest failure ever.
Right.
And you have to accept that, and you got to learn from it. It's okay to say we fucked up, and here's exactly where we did, so it doesn't happen again.
Right. Yeah.
And Eric, are you Democrat or Republican?
I'm not. I don't want to say.
Eric will go. I would say that he's registered probably as a Republican, but Eric doesn't always vote Republican.
It don't matter. That's his business, though. He don't want to say, so you know what I'm saying? It's
whatever the cops tell him to do, he does. I'm serious. Like, so if they hate De Blasio, no, I don't care about that. Like the cops love him too.
I said they love him. I've heard that every cop knows him. When they see him, they know him right away.
Listen, I hate De Blasio. De Blasio had to be one of the worst fucking mayors of New York.
Do you like Giuliani?
Giuliani was great. But De Blasio had to be one of the worst fucking mayors in New York.
You know, I'll tell you funny. Giuliani, when he was a prosecutor, he put my girlfriend away for 10 years in the federal penitentiary, and now he wrote a foreword in his book, and they're good friends. You know who that person is? You know who that person is?
Mike, my friend Mike. My friend, if you're talking about Michael.
Michael, yes.
Michael, yeah. So now, he actually... There's a guy, Big Kahuna, that would take gasoline from the wholesale and then sell it to retail. My grandfather owned a retail gas station. So like say a local Texaco. And people believe that somehow when you go to a different brand of gasoline, it's different. It's not. It all comes from the same spout. So he was doing it wholesale, selling it to all the retail spots and charging less, but not giving the government the tax money. So he was one of the biggest earners in terms of mafia.
8 million a week. Because he was the youngest mafia boss in history. He's on the list of number 16. He's up there with Gotti and Capone. Capone's still number one all-time rich gangster.
I don't know if you saw a video of Giuliani falling down at the Republican National Convention.
Yeah,
that's when he was funny. When he was with Trump, he was part of. Well, yeah, he was a lawyer. Then he was Trump's lawyer. Was he on a team of Trump's lawyers?
Yes, but
it just recently he fell down.
Okay. He just fell down last week.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that. He's getting up there in age, though, ain't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got his license taken away in New York, didn't he?
Yeah, because they arrested him at a party.
He got
They
indicted.
served him at a party. Yeah, right. He also was sued for defamation, and they have a $300 million. It could be a little bit less, or maybe it's $150 million judgment against him. We're talking about that. So now he has to sell his assets right now. So that's what he's going through. So you got to be careful with defamation lawsuits.
Companies, right?
Yeah.
Tiffany, I have a question. Now, you're a lawyer. And
Allegedly.
the Manhattan DA Bragg.
Yeah.
You know, criminals kill these people, but they're getting out on bail.
Yeah, I mean, that happens sometimes. Look, there's a whole different philosophy here. Oh, we were talking earlier about Joey's rub and tug business in prison, Eric. Do you know that in New York County, which is Manhattan, Big Kahuna, they will not prosecute prostitution anymore. But the weird thing is, when you do give a rub and tug, if you don't have a license for massage, that's actually a felony. So the real big crime was a massage without a license, but the rub and tug was just a minor thing. So it's true. You have to have a license to give a massage, and it's a felony if you don't.
Hey, Eric, one of my fans here gave you $2. Cut of the jib. He's a great guy. $1.99 for high pitch. So I'll make sure you get the $2. I'll send it to you after the show.
Less
right?
35%.
Less 35%. You
And my 25%.
And his 25%. But so you get about $1.
Vince's 25%.
Vinny, what about you?
So now I owe you $198.
You're terrible. Do you still talk to Donnie Wahlberg, Eric? Do you still associate with Donnie?
No.
No.
Hey, so I want to, before I go, because I have a telehealth.
Yes.
So Vinny rented a car a few months ago.
Right.
And this car is a really nice car. It's called a Lucid.
Okay.
Lucid.
All right.
And it's a really nice car. Like you know how when you have a Tesla, you have to tap the card on the car?
Yes.
The Lucid, you don't have to. You just have to be right by the door with the key and it opens.
Okay. You don't even have to put it in. You just got to be near it. It's like it's the electronic signal it sends to the lock and opens it up. It's all Wi-Fi.
Yeah, this was a loaner car at the time, Big Kahuna. I never heard of the brand Lucid. It looks okay, but it's all electric. But it's a luxury one. I mean, you actually, Joey, they have a whole full massage chair when you're driving and in passenger.
Right.
And there's all different settings. Eric, was there a rub and tug setting?
No.
But there was at least 5 different settings. Like you can get shiatsu, you can
Button
get
labeled Joey.
Yeah. Hands come out and reach out in front of you. But it was so amazing. When I say it, not like a bullshit massage, like a real massage chair.
You should make a lot of experience there, Vince. Have you been to a lot of rub and tugs?
No, but I heard about them. My friends tell me.
Yeah.
Because his wife doesn't want to blow him.
Oh, well,
Dude,
I believe that.
That's true.
Look at him. Would anybody want to blow him? Just look at him.
I remember Vinny's wife said to him that she was not going to fuck him if he hung out with me.
Really?
Yeah.
Does she just gets jealous?
Yes.
Wow. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I got the best wife. Almost 10 years, that woman's never said no to me ever.
That is the secret to marriage, and a lot of women don't want to hear it, but don't ever turn your man down for sex ever.
For anything. No is not out of her mouth for anything. But mostly for that.
Just
Never.
sign of a brain injury too.
No. She knows how. Vince first met her, saw her. He knew the way she stuck up for me. That's a woman that takes care of her man. I'm telling you, the first time that when she came out after John, or when she was taking for me, Vince says, "That's a woman there."
I did. I remember saying that.
That's right. Let me read this. Hack right, $5. Thank you for the $5. High pitch, Eric. High pitch, Eric the actor hasn't been with us in a while. Can you give us a few of your thoughts and remembrance of the great WACK Packer?
Yes, he's greatly missed. I know Howard loved him, and I loved messing with him on the show.
Yeah, he did. I missed the days when they were on E, and they were, you were seeing the studio, it wasn't radio, and they were doing the contest. And now, did you get along real good with Beetlejuice? Because you guys didn't do a lot of stuff together. He had his moment because you were big. You were one of the big guys, and I think Howard tried to make sure that you both weren't together a lot, so you both get your equal amount of, your time with the fans to get the right amount of, people for you and the people for him. But when you did work with him, did you get along with him?
Yes.
Yes, I thought so. I figured that you had a good heart with that when it came to him, man. Because he was phenomenal too. But I don't care. That's my two favorite: ERIK and Beetlejuice and Wendy. That's my three. That's my top.
There were a
three.
lot of people that didn't get along with Beetle though. He pissed off a lot of people.
Well, I mean,
he was a cool dude. I loved him, but
yeah, and I miss Joey Boots. Joey Boots, I like too. I like Joey Boots. I miss him. So
absolutely.
Vinny, did you get my text just now? I just sent you a text. Stop lying.
Let me guess. It's asking for money.
It's the link to my PayPal account.
Well, why don't we post it live here? People will send you money.
I bet you they will. You can put it on. You can put it in the chat for him if you want. People want to give him money, give it to him.
Add that $400.
I got no problem with that.
Bank account.
I got no problem with that.
Vinny, you said you would do it.
I know. I said I will do it after.
If
Eric, what is your hospital? What is your medical thing about?
I don't want to say.
Okay. It's great though that the government pays for him to get all his medical, and a lot of it makes it.
Vinny did? I had surgery years ago.
The stomach one where you had the band, that one?
Yeah, and this fucking lunatic gave people the hospital where I was at.
And they were all calling you and bothering you.
Vinny told people the hospital where I was at, and people showed up.
They're all fans.
First of all, you're leaving out the best part. You got your own big private suite paid for by who? Me.
No, wrong.
You didn't have a big suite to yourself. I'm Joey. I'm talking a 600 square foot celebrity suite.
You did not pay for it.
Yes, I did. Did you pay for it?
I asked the hospital who paid for it. That was the room that was available.
Oh, right. It just so happened that there was a 600 square foot. This is almost bigger than my apartment.
They can't tell you who paid for it. They can't give out that information.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he could have.
So, Eric, how much have you lost since you had that lap band surgery?
I just weighed myself today, 267.
Does it work? You weigh, or that's how much you've lost?
Before the surgery, I was 400. Today,
yeah, he was almost 400.
Damn, Eric,
you're not. Eric,
congratulations.
stand up. You're not 267.
He's a lot thinner than he was before this. I remember how big
look. I hope
he looks good.
God damn, Eric! Congratulations.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Fucking A.
So you say it works because I'm thinking about doing the operation. Because I just,
dude, you're really 267. You're not lying.
I'm serious.
That's fucking.
How tall
awesome.
are you though? You over 6 foot?
6 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
So
you know what's weird,
when you
Eric?
first had that surgery, I thought you had lost some weight and then you gained a bunch back.
No, I have protein every morning, peanut butter, and for lunch I have turkey every day.
Nice.
I'm
Good
so
job,
proud of
Eric.
you that you're 267. I thought you were lying to us here. That's awesome. Did you guys realize how fat DG was?
He's not that big. He's not that big.
Eric, do you know
Not
DG?
that big.
That guy that used to do the show with John.
Yeah, he was my partner. He was the one that helped me start. He started this whole thing.
No, I love him. I love the guy. He's very handsome. I mean, his face is great, but I didn't realize how big he was.
Well, he's short. He's like short like John.
So
No. He's big.
if anybody wants to send me money, my PayPal
I'll put it in the chat. What's your PayPal? What is it?
It's A cousin Henry.
Hey, let me get a pen. Say it again. What is it?
A cousin Henry.
A cousin Henry? Spelled out?
H is an H.
Oh, H is in Henry. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
P is in Peter.
E is in Peter.
ERIK.
ERIK.
71
71.
at hotmail.com.
Or at hotmail.com. That's for your PayPal.
Yes. And Vinny,
Hotmail.
you need to do it now, please.
I'm gonna put it in the chat room. I'll put it in the chat. You guys want to send? You want to send Eric a donation? I'll put it up here and I'll pin it. So it's
Right after
at,
you get that in there, we got some super chats we got to go through. So
okay, we
Hey,
will.
Vinny,
No
if you
problem.
don't send me money, I know where your office is.
Okay. All right, Eric. Thanks for joining us, though. Good
Vinny,
luck
you,
on your.
you do not want me showing up there with the gun, do you?
I don't.
Joey's
see
channel's
police
monetized
money.
here.
I just got monetized 40 days ago. They took it away from me. I had it for 2 weeks and they suspended me for 90 days for a faulty
Vinny,
thumbnail.
you do not want me to show up there with the gun and kill
Do you know that, Big Kahuna, that my permit license, which I have in New York City, took about 10 months to get, and now I'm in a gun-free
Permit for
zone.
What?
Premise
Permit
for
for
a
what?
pistol license.
Okay.
They made the law a little bit easier to have a carry license in New York. The Supreme Court knocked out our city law with regard to a carry permit, but they initiated a gun-free zone, and my office is in the gun-free zone, and I don't want to take the chance of getting a felony for my gun possession. So I actually
Didn't know they could do that.
I don't believe that constitutionally they could, but I'm in it. And they even said in the application, you're in it. So my gun's now at the local precinct, and I'm just waiting for something to happen, something law to change, or if I ever change offices. But technically, I can't have it here.
Can't? But you're licensed to carry it, though. You have still have
Not
a
carry a
permit.
premise. Well, I can carry to and from a range and to and from my office.
As soon as I
that's
got
it.
indicted, they called me up and said, "You got a passport?" I said, "Yes." "You got any weapons?" "Yes." "Tomorrow, lockbox of the guns, downtown Tampa to our office. Bring your passport. Bring everything."
Oh,
I
they
put
lock
it
your
all
gun
in.
and your passport when that happens?
I never got it back. I got convicted. But you can't have it even when you're not convicted. Once you're indicted, they seize all that stuff. You're not allowed to have any guns or anything, even if you're not convicted yet. Federal government, they don't play. They don't play.
Right, yeah. Well, I don't want to take my chances with it here. So Eric knows now I'm firearmless here.
Yeah, well.
Let's do the super chats there.
I am. I'm putting on the banner for him. Hang on.
Vinny,
It's
if
there.
you don't send me the money, I'm going to come there and kill you.
All right, stop saying that on the show.
Eric, you got to stop saying that, dude.
No, because Vinny lies to me a lot.
That
one
doesn't matter.
one
Doesn't
good way to
matter.
get Eric to stop doing something is to tell him to stop doing it. He'll definitely not do it after you tell him that.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how it works.
That's why I
Vinny,
ignore
you-
all of it.
Vinny, you lie to me all the time.
Really? Did you pay for all our tickets at Yankee Stadium?
What?
Exactly.
Because
This is why you gotta love the guy.
You told me to lie about it.
I don't know what
And you
you're
just
talking about.
and he randomly got the suite at his hospital. Guys, you've never seen a hotel room, a hospital room like this.
But Vinny,
Yeah.
Vinny, you lie to me about whenever you send me money, you lie.
Okay.
All right, let me read.
All right,
read
Eric.
the super chat.
How much money would you say Vince has sent you over the years?
That's a good question.
I don't know, but he's
And let's throw in baseball
Luna,
tickets too.
that's irrelevant. Why are you bouncing on the star and you're sticking up for the midget?
He says he never pays me. I just want to see if that's
Vince
true.
is an evil lawyer. This is a legend right here in the corner.
I just want to know if it's
no,
true.
Big Kahuna, let me tell you something. Whenever Vinny says he's going to do something, he never does.
Vince, I believe that. I see
it's true.
see you being like that sometimes. Not saying you're a great guy. I love you to death, but you're like when you get pissed, you turn your phone off, you block people, and does he do that? Is that what he does?
Yes.
You block Shuley,
I'm taking notes.
He blocked my number 2.
Vince.
I'm not a big blocker, but with Eric, every once in a while you have to, because Eric is relentless, which I love about him. But
I got the super chats. I got to read. This is for Eric. The people are asking. Mike, shitty internet provider for $2. Thank you. Did you blow Ralph Cirillo high pitch? That guy's asking. Never. Never. Did he blow you?
No.
Okay. Now, Cabby
Eric.
said that he got blown by that Ralph did blow him at a party.
bullshit. I don't believe that. Do you, Eric?
No.
I don't
No.
believe that at all.
I take Eric's word over anybody's when it comes to that because I know he was with those guys. He knew them pretty well.
Can you
Yeah,
Well,
Eric
let's
don't
call
lie.
Cabby and ask him.
You can't call Cabby. He passed away.
Oh.
Come on, Vince. Don't be. That's my boy now. Sky Pie. CA's Canada, right? Canada, $6.99. Whatever happened with La Lauren H high pitch, Eric?
Well, she got married maybe a year ago. I heard she got a divorce.
Really? She was
Well,
someone
who's
you were
Lauren?
gonna see? Or just a friend of yours?
No, she lives in LA. She did streams with Elisa Jordana.
Oh, okay, yeah, because you know Elisa very well, and you know Gonzo Shitcock really well, right? Because he comes on my show a lot. I like Gonzo a lot. He comes on a lot. So,
Is Elisa Jordana hot, or is that just a rumor?
It's just a rumor.
Eric.
You know
Just
she
a
got
rumor,
arrested?
okay.
yeah, she beat up
Yeah.
that guy. She kept slapping him, and he grabbed her by the hair.
He pulled her hair out.
Yeah, but she had drugs on her. She got arrested with drugs. And in Florida, I think it was over on the other side of Broward County. I think it was,
Palm Beach.
Palm Beach County. That's where it was. Palm Beach County. That's where Howard's house is, right? In Palm Beach County.
Yeah, but it's a very funny video how he pulled her hair.
We all saw it, Eric. It was big news.
Then she punched him in the nose.
Everybody
Right.
on the internet saw it.
Isn't that the guy that gave a OnlyFans girl $1 million tip or $2 million? Yeah, that's the same guy, right? Yeah, tipped her $2 million. Yeah.
Eric used to wait outside Starbucks, Howard Stern's building, and just wait to see him walk out. So he'd sit there all morning until Howard would walk out.
Eric's been with porn stars. You did movies. Howard got you into some movies, didn't he?
Yes.
See?
You can actually
So
watch
Cash-
Eric's porn on Pornhub. It's like it's the world's first 300-pound gangbang or 500-pound. One of
Did
those.
you like
two.
Sel? Sel, a pretty good guy.
Yes.
I thought so. I every once in a while I'll email with him. And what's his name? Chris. What's his name? The other Richard. Richard seems like a nice guy too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what was Gaseous's super chat there? For
Hang on,
$2?
buddy, big boy. Hang
Hit it
on.
up.
Cash is giving it $2. Bucket. Oh, wait, you better read that.
Bukaki.
Bukaki. Drown orgy on a high pitch and VTL. Bukaki. All right.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly. And I think that was it, wasn't it? That was what we had left.
Nope.
We already read this one. Who's
Nope.
better looking, Eric? Kahuna,
We
Joey, or
read this
Vince?
one?
Who's better looking, Eric? Kahuna, Joey, or Vince?
Joey and
Thank you.
Kahuna.
Thank you. Yeah. I had them all
I'd
beat in
rather
my
not
prime.
be-
I promise you that.
I'd
In my
rather not
prime,
be grouped in with
you would hold a
Joe.
candle to me. I promise you that.
So
Promise
that's
you
the
that.
dynamic between you two guys, Big Kahuna and Joey. You guys are like fighting a lot.
No, he could have the honor. I'm a one man. I'm for one woman. I don't care.
Eric,
Listen,
She loves me.
Eric, who's better looking between just me and Joey?
Oh, come on. That's
No,
no
don't do that.
Come on.
Don't do that.
Listen,
That's
Vince.
pretty clear. Pretty
I know
close.
you're honest. That's why I'm
Vince,
asking.
I have a telehealth. Vinny,
All right,
can
go.
you please send me the money now?
Yes. Thanks for joining
When?
for Eric.
Eric,
In
thank
5
you.
minutes. I'm leaving here in 5 minutes too.
And if he don't, you got my number. I'm telling you, you got my number in your phone because I've called you and you got mad at me and you told me you were gonna block me, but my number's in your phone.
Joey, email me right after the show.
I'll email you right after the show. I got you. I
Bye.
got you. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
That was nice, Eric,
Everybody-
to come on.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you,
was.
Vince. Vince, take
Definitely.
care of him. Thank you for that though, because I love the guy.
He
to death.
knows.
I think he's one of
He
the
knows I'll pay him. You don't understand, but he'll ask until the very second you do pay him.
I mean, I like I said, 40 years ago, if you told me I was going to be with Casey Armstrong, Shuli Egar, Bob Levy, Vince DeLore, high pitch chair, this is the second stream I've done with him. I've done about 8 of them with you, between John and you've been on my show. This is the second time. I'm just blessed, man. I love it. I got a great chat room. I just feel lucky, man. I just feel blessed. Let me read some of these chats because I like to interact with my chat. Matt, Kahuna Sector 7 Security will head down to the office of VTL and set up a 5-block perimeter. I think that's a good idea, Sector 7. We got Sector 7 on. If we put Sector 7 on you, hi, babe. Eric
Yeah,
came on.
Matt's my number one guy in Sector 7. So if I put him on detail, he'll handle it. For sure.
Joey, how does StreamYard work with super chats? Can you see how much you've made from the StreamYard prompt, or do you have to go into YouTube
You gotta go to
see?
YouTube studio.
You gotta wait for YouTube to send you something.
First of all, YouTube will put it in. They put it in the what is it called? AdSense. If money goes to AdSense.
No, I get all that. I'm just curious about how StreamYard does, because the one thing I will say about StreamYard, it is great at displaying super chats. where
They
like
stay there. Like when the show ends, they'll always be where you display them from. That as far as the extra box, but you have to go see the extra printout from YouTube Studio.
can you put that up on the screen like so I could see like what it looks like behind the scenes?
What, YouTube Studio?
No, I know YouTube Studio. I'm talking Streamyard. Is there a way to do that, or you're in Streamyard?
No,
I'm always curious as to.
You're not putting that up.
You've never used StreamYard?
No, StreamYard's for babies. I mean, it really is. It's so limited.
It's just too plain. It's too plain. I don't like the platform.
No, I don't mean I don't mean to put it down because it's perfect for you, like for Bob, but like the Dues Bear should not be using StreamYard. Carl should not be using StreamYard. It's very limited.
Does he? I think Carl
does. He does. I could see the production.
It's easy to use. That's why people.
Very
use
easy. It is extreme. Now you got to remember, we were running a program from High Pitch Eric's apartment remotely, Joey. You know, you go live.
From his apartment. You did that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not IRL. It's 24 hours a day, the stream.
What's an IRL stream when you go 24 hours a day?
Okay, I don't know. In real life, I was using real broadcasting equipment.
How much did that cost you to set that up? The whole apartment?
It was only maybe like $5,000, but the software at the time was like $1,500, and then the cameras and everything else. The software was the hardest thing, and I'm still using that software. That keeps getting better. So that's why I'm just asking about how StreamYard works behind the scenes. Because I will say it is great for if you have a channel that does super chats, it's great for it.
Yeah. I don't like it. I like to just go when I do my walk and talks. I like to go through my phone and just use YouTube. It gets out to more people. When you're with these platforms, they only like to put it out to the people that are signed up with them. They don't go out to the whole YouTube community. You get cheated out of a lot of people viewing you.
Yeah, you definitely look better when you're with YouTube. The reason why, Joey, see like all this dead space you have with my midget, like that's all dead space. It should be a way for you guys to utilize that space.
If I line up just right, I fit right on that body.
FK Mammy says, never. Jerry Lehan, disregard Eric's comedian threats, paid comic. Yes, exactly.
No, that's true, but the AI system wasn't set up to catch Eric. If you hear that, the only time my VTL channel got a strike, I don't even know it was a strike, it was a community warning, was someone was calling up saying F the ends, as John would say. I hate using the term ends, but that picked it up and it shut the live stream down.
Mr. C said hello to all you guys, Jerry, all you guys.
She was supposed to get in a bikini for me for that delivery of food. She never did it.
She doesn't wear bikinis, man. She don't wear bikinis. She just gives me the beautiful body. I don't need her in a bikini. I don't need her in a bikini. I want her not in nothing. That's what I like her at. Right?
Yeah, I know. It is funny how girls put a lot of effort into like all the lingerie. All we want to do is get you out of that stuff. You know, I don't understand.
She just rather be right laying next to me naked. She don't want all that stuff. You don't need all that stuff. Don't worry, you know. Better than
if I ever go shopping for lingerie, I just throw it on the floor and see how it looks. If it looks good on the floor, I'll buy it.
It looks good on you.
Yeah, but
yeah,
my wife's just so hot, man. I just can't get enough of her, man.
Yeah, me too.
Come over here, baby. Say hello.
Yeah, there's something about her face. She has a great hairline.
Vince, I kid you not. When we walk in a room somewhere and let's say there's a lot of people there,
yeah,
all eyes go on her, and it's like they memorize. They want to hear what she's gonna. She's got a glowing smile. She's personable, and they all want to talk to her. It's
you
like
want to know what it's going through every guy's head when you guys walk in the room.
I know exactly what's going. If there's 150 guys in the room, they're all staring at her. I don't care how many women are there.
You know what they're thinking?
Isn't she my drug dealer?
Did that guy get that chick?
Well, that too. Right. Yeah. I think the first thing is that didn't she sell me cocaine last week?
No, she didn't. She never messed with cocaine. That wasn't her. That was.
What was she selling? What was she selling you when you met?
Methamphetamine.
Really? Yeah. Sorry for laughing, Joey. I never done a drug in my life, and someone was making
a career out of 30 years. I'm not ashamed of it. It made me who I am.
Yeah, you don't know what you're missing.
And I'll tell you what else it did for me. It gave me the strength. Now I can help all addicts that need help. I want to help young addicts get off of shit. And I would be a good counselor because they can't lie to me. I know every angle they're going to tell me to try to lie, tell me they're not using. I'll catch them right away. I experience it. I know what they're going to do before they know what they're going to do, what angle they're going to go. I would be a great counselor. And I help a lot of people. I do now. I talk to a lot of younger people that are in their 20s. That, don't go that route, man. I did it for 30 years. And I'll tell you, like you said, before my father as a kid, but he's the first person to put drugs in my hand, hardcore drugs. My father smoked crack with me when I was 21 years old. Hands to God, that's the truth. First person to give me crack.
When was the first time you got high from drugs, though?
18 years old.
Yeah, your dad had already...
18.
I was almost 19 when I snorted. I snorted a line of cocaine. I was snorting cocaine back then. I was 18.
Yeah,
and
Joe, you know what? What I do love about addicts is when they're completely open about their addiction. I mean, like they're very honest and authentic about it. How they explain that I'm an addict. They come and say I'm an addict when I used to.
Why would I lie? I don't lie about it. My
no, because it could be embarrassing. Like I like that about addicts when they just tell you exactly what they were doing. Like even when Bob is talking about that guy, is the connection between Bob and Rob, that guy Rob that John has on, is because they used to get drugs from him or something?
No,
or am I completely wrong?
He was on Levy. He was on Levy, not Levy versus what's the other Levy Land. Rob Saw was there with Chris Abels. It was Chris. Was it or no? Bobby Fran. Was it Bobby Fran and Saw and Bob? I think, or it might have been Chris Abels and Rob Saw was on there. Rob Saw's a bitch. He's a bitch. Let me tell you something about Rob Saw. Let me tell you something. Rob Saw's got no business even being anywhere and saying anything, arguing, calling anybody out. Here's a man that invited his own family into his home, his cousin, right? Because he was homeless. While Rob was getting up every morning to go to work and the wifey was walking the door and giving a kiss, the minute she locked that door, Rob's cousin paid him back by going to the door, stripping her naked, carrying her to Rob's bed, laying pipe to her all day and night, and she fell in love with the cousin, and they packed Rob's stuff and threw him out of his own place. He didn't even stand up for her. He lost his manhood. He's a punk bitch. I can't stand the guy. He thinks he's a tough guy, and he's going to go after my wife. My wife would annihilate him. He ain't even got.
But why is that hit? But why are you mad at him for that happening?
The way he talked about because he's lost.
I don't know
his
anything about the guy. I don't even know why he's.
Would you let someone come in and take your wife? Would you stand up for it? Would you fight someone if they were coming in and take your wife?
I'd invite him in.
Well, there you go.
But the thing is, Joey, I don't understand why that makes you mad. You're not. You're not.
No, makes me mad when he runs his mouth and he's not a man no more because he lost his manhood the minute you let another man come in his own home and take him and get thrown out of his own home. He didn't even stand up for himself.
But Joey, that has nothing to do with you, though.
Yes, me as a person, I don't like guys that front off like they're who they are and they ain't even a man. That's about why I'm mad at him because he's not even a man. I don't give a shit about Rob Saw. He can't go around and try to be what he does. He ain't even a man. He's not even a
Big Kahuna, you gotta translate this for me.
Maybe he wanted out of that relationship.
It's a street code thing. It's a street code thing with me. Okay, listen. He let another man go in his house.
I understand what happened, but I don't understand why you're mad at that. You don't have a vested interest in that fight.
Right.
I don't. First, here's my lovely woman.
Yeah. Little lower. Yeah.
Yeah, we get Joey's forehead and her lips. We could make this work somehow.
Oh,
and let's get our face lips too.
Joey's head and your lips.
But put her lips. Oh yeah, put her lips on her face on there too.
Kahuna, don't hate.
I tell you what,
Kahuna can read lips. I heard.
Oh,
what do you think?
He said Kahuna can read lips. He hears.
Well, that's all we could see on the screen.
You don't want to mess with Kahuna.
We did a whole show with just Joey's forehead, and then all we can see is her lips.
I know. Then I said,
Vince is good. Vince. Hey Vince, you gonna order me Taco Bell and send it to my house? I'm really hungry.
I got to make 12 different transactions the second I get off the show. I'm never doing this morning show again.
Take it out of Eric's pay.
I don't get any money after this show.
I love you to death, Vince.
I swear to Joey, I come on. I swear to you because of your kind offer, your kindness to me.
I meant that.
These guys didn't. Not one fucking word. Hey Vince, you really have nowhere to go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I mean, I love the unwatchables. I know they get 30 people watching. I love that Shawnee Zone. They got 60 people. They didn't say one thing to me, Joey. Not one thing. Yeah, the only one was Joey saying.
On another channel. When does that start?
So it's supposed to start tomorrow. I haven't even. I've been on here. I'm supposed to test everything with them, and because I'm only doing it for someone else. It's not necessarily my channel specifically, but I can do really what the show was on that channel. There's nothing on the channel now, so.
What is the name of the channel?
Lazy News. They gotta get a better name. Lazy News Network. Wait, no, Lazy Law News. It has something to do with law. They put law in there.
Yeah.
Lazy Law.
Why don't you go after some of the guys you knew that from the neighborhood, some of the old outfit guys that are doing these podcasts? Why don't you go on with Sammy the Bull?
I have zero interest in a lot of things, Joey. Like, again, I want to do the show that I want to do, but the point is that you should reach out to when Casey lost his channel initially, or like it was down for months.
I reached out to Casey. I
offered him.
I'll do anything for Casey.
No, he's a great guy. I mean, you know our history, but like in real life, him and I did connect in more than a sexual way, and him and I like talk. But like if his channel goes down, you got to reach out to these people. Otherwise, you're out here on your own. You know how it is when you're running things. It's very, very, as crazy as it sounds, it's very, very solo. You're on your own, and you need to have a group of people, especially that 3 a.m. call, Big Kahuna. When you need someone that they say, who is your 3 a.m. call? Tammy Pascatelli would tell John that. If you had to call someone at 3 a.m., who would it be? To basically bury a dead body.
Well, let me ask you something. Why didn't you just, I mean, I don't think Shuli would not help you. And you're not going to convince me anything bad about Shuli because he's the greatest guy in the world to me, right? I love the guy, but he's busy. You got to admit he's got a lot on his plate right now. So maybe
you should have Joey on as a co-host on your new show.
Okay, you know who gave me this microphone right here? Casey Armstrong mailed it to me.
And that goes to show you, because you don't know what Casey's finances are. They vary day to day. You know, he's into stocks and into gambling. So like, but that's how Casey is. He's a genuine good guy. Anyone that, and when you hear John, you know what? When John talks about fighting Casey, I mean, the fight would last maybe 10 seconds. Maybe.
Not even 10 seconds.
Casey doesn't go on and brag. He doesn't need to. Casey's a fucking killer.
No,
and I never.
John got him, at one point, John, I was. That's when I was talking to Casey every night. We were texting back and forth, and he was begging me to stay away from John. But that's when John really was getting under his skin. And he, let me tell you something. Casey said, "I just wish he'd go away." He goes, I gotta go pray. I gotta be good, because if John gets me to that point, I'll grab him with 2 fingers and he'll be all over. It'll be all over. And he goes, I don't want to hurt nobody. And I believe Casey.
No, he doesn't.
Changed my life.
Yeah.
I
know. Yeah, I know.
I love the guy to death, man. I love him to death, man. But Shuli, he's a great.
Joey, I'm not mad at Shuli. I'm just saying I'm disappointed in his response.
He's been busy. I usually talk to him every day. I haven't talked to him in 2 days. He's been busy. He'll tell me I'm real busy. I'm in a meeting. I can't talk about it. The best time I go to talk to him when he's on the show, I'll call him and he'll answer during the show for me, But he'll text me during the show,
I wrote down a few segments that I was going to do. I was going to call the local Home Depots and ask for Shuli, because they're claiming that he's working a day job.
Yeah.
That's one of the segments.
I thought he was at the Piggly Wiggly.
That's right. I thought he was. Piggly Wiggly.
As much as John's trying to destroy my life, guys, in one show, John came on, his green screen was fucked up. He then told a story about how he got locked into a hostel in New York City. Do you realize the fact that John went to a hostel here? Do you know what that is?
No, I have no idea.
A hostel is a flop house for people who are traveling around the world. Basically, if you can't afford a hotel, you go to a hostel, or rich kids go to it, but that's not John. John got a hostel in New York City. That means you have a bed, a shared bathroom, Joey, not a hotel room, and he locked himself in and couldn't get out to go to the bathroom.
Do you think John's on drugs? Do you think he's on drugs?
No comment.
Okay. I know for a fact. I know an addict, and I know he sniffs. I know he does drugs.
Well,
when he's running nose, he's doing drugs.
Put it this way, Joe. I put my clothes down on every single surface in our Borgata suite. Not one of them had a piece of dust on them. I'll tell you that much. There was nothing. In
that hotel room, you could kiss my ass if there was a pile of cocaine on every countertop in that kitchen. You're full of kids. They were all high.
For some reason, Joey, they could not go to sleep. Now, mind you, there was two queen beds in there, 2 king beds, sorry, and a long big couch. It's my fucking suite. I don't even know why I gave John the bed, just instinctively. But those two, Hitman Dan and John, for some reason could not fall asleep. It's 3 a.m. They were going off of various of the word retard, because they're calling me retard. So they were going back and forth. Now, both of them can only think of like 3 variations, but they would not stop for 2 hours calling me a retard, joking around, busting balls.
You went through his bags when he was sleeping, though, didn't you? You went through all his luggage.
He had no luggage. I gave him the shirt off my back, literally. I gave him one shirt, Joey. I had the video where I went through his pants.
Why did you fly him into Philadelphia? Why did you make him take a hot bus back, that van back? Didn't you book all that for him?
I didn't book shit for him. He called me crying. I played the recording. He called me crying at midnight. He can't get on his flight. at 7 in the morning. I found them a flight from LA to Philly, which is the closest major airport to AC. There's no other airports around there. You can't fly into Atlantic City. So, I mean, unless it's like a whole big.
He claims that the van driver was a big fan of his.
That was in Atlantic City. They went to a comedy show that had nothing to do with how I got there. But a fan picked them up. I mean, I'm so grateful for this fan. Picked them up and drove them to Atlantic City. The fan left.
It was a fan. That's right.
The fan left the phone on, so I hear the fan talking to him. He's like, "There's no way, John, you could check into a hotel room without being there." Generally, that's the case, but at MGM, you could do it remotely. So I checked in remotely. This guy was talking so much shit about me, Joey, and they got in, and they got into the room, and everything was fine.
You're all right, Vince. I don't care what anybody says about you.
I'm all right. I'm not great.
I expect DoorDash to be here with some Taco Bell. That's an inexpensive meal. I like the ones that got a lot of cheese on the tacos. You know, be the right kind of guy. I offered you the channel. I would have gave it to you flying colors. I wouldn't even charge you for it. That's the kind of guy I am. So now, I think this one works. So you can buy me lunch, you know, for me allowing you to come on my show. You know what I'm saying? You know, I usually get paid to bring people on. I don't pay people; they pay me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just busting
you're
your balls,
big time,
you know,
like that.
I know I'm not. I'm nothing. I tell you what, you made this a great show.
Yeah, obviously.
Huh? Oh, my wife's got something to say to you. I don't know, but she's gonna say something, Vince. You know.
We'll put her lips on. We'll read them again.
Yeah, put her lips on. Yeah, you wish, Vince. You wish. You wish. Oh, but she got great lips, Vince. Great.
Oh, we just saw her. I agree. But this time, tell her to put her face in the camera.
She will. My wife's beautiful, man. She is. We did it. You know how you could do those hands pictures of you when you age. At 70 years old, I'm 18 years old. If I live to 88, they better be Viagra. The way she's gonna look at 70, oh my God, she's gonna get nonstop 3 times a day. If she looks like that at 70, I'm 88.
88. You're being very ambitious.
Well, I'm hoping. I'm 58. You think I got another 30 years of me?
You got to lose weight.
I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna do the operation, maybe.
Hey, whatever it takes. I mean, if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes.
I think that was a skinny guy my whole life.
Yeah, no, I can't believe ERIK is 268. That's amazing. I mean, assuming he's telling the truth.
He was well over 400 back in the day when he was.
Yeah.
Joey, how much longer are you planning to go here? You know,
Big Kahuna is ready to go.
We're gonna wrap it up.
I got a business to run.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. I think I'm on trial. I got to get back to court.
We did a good time. All right, Vince,
what time is it?
It's 3:30. You've been on with us 2 hours. Yeah, 3:30. I think. What time is it? Oh, it's 12:20. 12:28. Let's you want to say any plugs, Vince? You want to say anything?
Yeah, let me get that name. Lazy Law News. I know it's a bad name, but just we'll start up tomorrow, Friday, the Vince the Lawyer show. I don't know how many people are going to be there, but I'll do the show anyway. You'll find it. Lazy Law News Network.
Lazy Law News Network. Vince the Lawyer, VTL, famous Vince the Lawyer. You guys all know what's going on. He's got a big lawsuit that's coming out. Some of it's public record. You can find some of it on the public. He can't talk a lot about it. Vince is what can I say, guys? I like him. I'm glad he came on. He can welcome anytime. I'm going to be waiting now. I'm going to go upstairs and wait for the driver. So I'll be expecting Taco Bell. You can afford that. We love you, Vince. Thank you for coming on. I really mean
guys.
Shoot higher than
Joey,
Taco Bell.
And I appreciate again, Joey. The only one that reached out to me, Joey Catalano. I'll send you that text proving it.
Brother.
All right, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. Take care. Vince the Lawyer, buddy. We got a couple more super chat. Mike Shitty Internet provider $2. Vince brought up Rob's name. How do you know? How do I know? How do you not know him exactly? Yeah, Vince says he don't know Brennan. He don't know none of those people. Blind Mike, Hack, right? Yeah, he always denies that. Just do it. $1.99. Thank you. ERIK should pay Vince. I agree. Vince gives him a lot of money. Vince does give him a lot of money. He does. I got to high pitch somebody to email him after the show.
He's so he can hit you up for money.
Yeah, I'm going to send him his $2. That's what he's getting. That's it. All right, Kahuna, you got to do plugs. Go ahead. Listen, guys.
YouTube's cut out of that.
I love everybody. Jerry, you were killing it in the chat. You know how Chris Mack was here. FK, mommy, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. We've seen a lot of people that have never been here. I don't think mommy's ever been here, has she?
Yeah, she's been here before.
Has she? Chris Mack is one of our regulars. Jerry's loyal, been loyal. Rick B, I ain't seen Rick B in a long time. Ricky, what's up, buddy? Who's this? Ryan Sharman? Is that what's his name?
Yep. Jet 13. Let's wrap it up.
All right, let's wrap it up. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up, folks. We thank everybody. We enjoyed it. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the memberships. We'll be here tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Kai and Friends at 7:30 morning. No Alpha Shot Lounge tomorrow. My night show tonight, 11:15. And then we'll see you then. We love you. We're gonna wrap it up, Kahuna. Let's go.
Nice to see all you guys in the chat.
Thank you for
Take
everything.
care. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
All right, thank you. All right, let's see. Here we go. Here, where's the outro? Outro.
Joey C and Honey C watch the TV screen. Kai and Spider laughing loud, making quite a scene. Honey Bee, she sneezes, laughter fills the room. KahunaNui steps in, chases all the gloom. KahunaNui, TV fun times, every blues bit's alive. Friends just being who they are, stars under the same sky. Spider flips the channels, KahunaNui stays close. Joey strums guitar strings, Honey C feels the most. Laughter echoes endless, stories in the blue. Kai and Honey dreaming, making moments true. KahunaNui, TV fun times, every